I will take care of these children.
Then he took the child away. When bringing to the church, he saw the nun and the children. When seeing a stranger, the nun put her hands together in prayer. The kids took out their weapons and listened to the instructions. It was time for training. The Western kids, with all sorts of throwing knives and wire-tipped darts, looked really unsuitable for their age. She wiped Elle's face with her hand and said, "Elle, when you pretend to cry, you don't need to have a runny nose like that." Recho spoke in a gloomy tone, looking at the little girl. "Children who are too weak will not be liked by their parents." Elle raised his face and glanced at her. "I remember, okay?" The morgue director stood behind the glass door, observing, and said, "In any case, under any circumstances, the children still have their lessons to hone their talents. They are trained to be a weapon from a very young age. All of them are raised with strict discipline and meticulous care. Therefore, the resources invested in their education are not cheap at all. Simply put, they are like computers. They can be used for various tasks depending on their parents' wishes." A large, fat hand placed on a small pair of feet. "This is the target. Remember the face of that person," the fat man said, handing the child a photo. "I just bought this. Take a look." But since these children are extremely dangerous, to control them, we have established certain safety measures. Those are the principles deeply ingrained in their subconscious, and they cannot break them. We call them the 3 absolute principles that must be followed. The morgue director said, "These 3 principles are set to control the children, so their parents can make them obey the buyer's orders. These are common rules that must be remembered and followed, so their parents can rest assured." Jen sat on the departing bus with the fat man, looking at the photo in his hand, and said, "Dad, there's a car following us." The fat man sniffed and raised an eyebrow. "What are you talking about, kid? What's going on?" Then the fat man got angry, turned around, and shouted, "Shut up and remember this name." Egan mechanically obeyed. "Yes, I understand. It's Dad's orders." Not long after, the black car behind crashed into the fat man's car. The fat man's car flipped several times on the ground. Egan looked at the person beside him in horror. "Second, you are not allowed to take action without your parents' consent." He held the fat man's hand and listened to his pulse. 2 men got out of the car behind, holding guns, and shot at the damaged car. He held a gun. Egan cried out for help. "Save Dad, I can't breathe anymore, please." One of the men, called Dao Nam, said, "Damn it, I wasn't told there was a child in the car." The man ignored it and said, "Let's just take care of it," but the other man objected. "No way, it's just a kid, let's leave it alone." And the most important thing is that Dao Nam came to call Jen. The old man apologized, saying that it was something we had to do. And just as he finished speaking, the young man attacked him, striking his neck and spitting out a mouthful of blood. He took the gun from his hand. His hand reached out to the brim of his hat, standing far away, looking unusual. When he saw that something was off, he noticed that Jen was aiming a gun at the other person's direction. A bullet lodged in the middle of his forehead, and blood splattered everywhere. The morgue director held a book and said, "They are all obedient children." He showed off his metal teeth and said, "So, what do you think? Are you interested in buying a child here?" He flipped the book over and read something. "Ah, this child is a bit unfortunate." Then pulled out a stack of documents from the cabinet and said, "This child is a bit different, perhaps due to some educational mistakes." He flipped to a page with a picture of a child and said, "Although this child has potential and the best skills among the children we trained, I was very fond of this child. However, we lost this child. Or it can be said that it went missing." At this point, he furrowed his brows. His hand clenched. "We have tried to track down the child's whereabouts, but it was difficult because it can no longer use its power without its parents. Therefore, it is challenging for us to detect this child, and it is possible that it may have died." On a crowded street, a fist suddenly punched into Huinho's stomach. Both sides clashed and started fighting. The man in a gray shirt bent down and asked, "How was that? Did you choose that punch? You must be in a lot of pain, right?" Huinho cursed under his breath. "Bastard." Joseph stood behind him and asked, "What are you trying to say?" Huinho didn't notice someone behind him and instinctively cursed again. "Bastard." Suddenly, he realized something was off and immediately changed his tone, praising the other person. "I mean, your punch scored 10,000 points. That's impressive. I couldn't take it." One of the men said, Isn't 18,000 points an exaggeration? Another fat man chimed in. No, it's not an exaggeration. His punch was terrifying, and 18,000 points is not surprising, Joseph said. All right, let's see how many points this kick will score. Suddenly, Sion interrupted. Let me do it. He approached Huin Ho, pretending to punch him, and asked, How many points will my punch score? He just looked at him silently without saying a word. Huin Ho cursed. Damn it, Sion asked him. So, did my punch score 18,000 points too? He replied, No, you idiot. The provocative shouts from the crowd in the distance. Sion, you bastard! Huin Ho is cursing at you. He's a real bastard. Huin Ho wants to die. He didn't pay much attention and said, It's okay. Maybe he's just having a bad day. So he made a mistake. Huin Ho thought to himself, You're a real bastard, Sion. You're going to die with one punch from me. When both of them were getting angry, Joseph approached him and said, Sion, what are you doing? He slapped Sion on the face, his attitude still. You're so arrogant, challenging me to a fight. Why are you intervening in my business? Are you even listening to what I'm saying? He tightened his grip and said, Oh my God, Joseph. Sion didn't show any signs of discomfort and instead laughed with his face covered. I've got a dislocated jaw now. Your punch must be worth 15,000 points. It's clear that you're a study abroad student and you're different from others. He lifted weights up to 500 kilos, you know? Do you guys know that? He looked at An with a pleased expression. Joseph turned away and ordered Sion around. Hey, idiot, go buy me a pack of cigarettes. An replied. Okay, I'll go in a minute. I'll buy it for you. When he was far away, An spoke up. All right, next time I'll beat you. It's quite nice to speak English with these guys, isn't it? He added. Huin Ho looked at the person in front of him with disdain. This guy is just a copycat, following others around. Sion assigned a role to An. Huin Ho, you're this guy. Then he grabbed Huin Ho's neck with one hand. How dare you scold me just now? An muttered to himself. This guy must be suicidal, and threatened him. You have to follow me today. If not, you'll get a beating. Got it? Huin Ho looked at this person with confusion. Huin Ho was eating rice cakes, but he still managed to say, Send the money to this place, okay? I need to buy medicine for that bastard. Huin Ho replied nonchalantly, Okay, but he wasn't happy about it. Damn it. Sion held a tissue to wipe his mouth and glanced at An. Are you stingy? You listen to Joseph, but not me, right? Huin Ho denied it. It's not like that. Suddenly, An asked, Is this restaurant named after you? It's quite impressive, Huin Ho stuttered. This is my mom's restaurant, named after my mom. His mom brought out a plate of fish and said with a smile, You're Huin Ho's friend, right? Eat more, dear. Zon ate and chatted. So you're the owner of this restaurant? That's why it's named like this? Huin Ho hesitated before answering. Yes, this is my mom's restaurant. Sion licked his lips and said something that sparked an interesting idea. If this is your family's restaurant, then I won't let it go, An thought, having a bad feeling. What is it going to do? His hand under the table had already pressed down on his pen. If you dare to hurt my mom, you'll be in trouble. An suddenly turned around, holding up his pen to attack. Sion didn't expect Sion to say, that you're my friend's mom, so I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I'm Sion. Nice to meet you. This is the restaurant named after you, right? That's why I thought the name sounded strange. Huin Ho froze. His mom seemed very happy. That's right. His mom seemed very happy. That's right. I wasn't surprised it was named after you, Sion chimed in. Meanwhile, Huin Ho's mom was working hard, and he wasn't helping her at all. Huin Ho breathed a sigh of relief. I need to get rid of this guy. He's going to bother my mom again. An went up to his mom and said, We need to go now. Some friends from school are waiting. His mom replied, Okay, dear. She handed An 2 black bags. How many people are waiting for you at school? Okay, give me 2 black bags, he said, and asked, How many people are waiting for you at school? You're so kind. Auntie packed some rice cakes for me to bring to my friends. Huin Ho felt a bit awkward. Mom, it's okay, you don't have to do that. But Sion was excited. Really, Auntie? My mom is also very enthusiastic. Yes, my family sells them, so we have a lot, she replied. Sion knew how to win over adults. Auntie, you're giving me too much. I'm embarrassed. Hunho's mom told him, don't think about it, just relax. Mom, you don't have to do this, Hunho said. But Sion's mom smiled and said, they're all good friends, just accept it. It's not like you think, Mom, Sion replied. Thank you, Auntie. They're not like that. They're not like you're thinking, Mom. They're all bad people. An looked at the black bag and said, thank you, Auntie. Hunho pulled An's hand and warned him. Don't tell Joseph, okay? And don't tell anyone else either, please, Sion reassured him. Don't worry, I won't say anything. I'll go now, thank you, Auntie. Hunho's mom called out, next time bring your friends here, okay? Sion replied happily. Yes, I'll bring them here. Hunho felt tense and sweat broke out on his face. After Sion left, An asked, Mom, why did you do that? It wasn't necessary. His mom was a bit flustered and said softly, it was my first time meeting your friend, so I forgot myself. She grasped his hand tightly and said, I'm sorry, son. She was trying to calm him down. What are you doing? Why should I apologize to you? I just wanted you to be closer to your friends, that's all. I'm sorry, son. Mom, don't apologize. If you keep saying that, I'll... Hunho trailed off. A plate of vegetables fell into the bowl of rice cakes, and someone exclaimed, Oh my God! What's this? Someone asked, picking up a piece of vegetable from the bowl. Joseph looked at it with disdain. Is this the rice cake your mom made? Someone asked curiously. Look at this, what is it? Can you call this a vegetable? Someone joked. He poked the vegetable at Hunho's face and asked, Can you eat this? Should I ask for a refund? Suddenly, he said something that surprised An. I think I need to go to your mom's store to ask for a refund. I'm Hunho's friend, he said. You scoundrel! Sion exclaimed. I asked you not to say anything. Hunho's face darkened. Is that what friends are like? Joseph's face darkened too. Friends should get along with each other. He dumped the bowl of rice cakes on Hunho's head, laughing. If you do that, your mom will be sad. Got it? Hunho said nothing. His face looked very sad. He clenched the pen in his hand tightly. Joseph saw Hunho's action and was surprised. He rushed forward, trying to stab him with a pen. Hunho remembered his mom's words from yesterday. I just want you to be closer to your friends, that's all. Don't be angry with me, okay? Suddenly, he stopped himself from attacking. Joseph looked at Hunho's action with a cold gaze. Hunho bit his lip, his hand holding the pen shaking. The whole class was silent, staring at him. Hunho was silent. Joseph spoke up. What are you going to do, you bastard? He leaned on the desk with his hands, his face twisted. His face was twisted in a frightening scowl. Are you going to kill me? Sion walked in from outside the door, calling out, Hunho! Hey, you! Suddenly, Ancom was silent. The air in the class was filled with a deadly silence. A few police officers were in the class, a pair. A pair of glasses lay in a pool of blood. Hyun stood frozen in place, not knowing what to do. The police left. That day, Hunho was beaten to a pulp for 15 minutes. He regained consciousness in pain, and during the beating, he had begged many times, but the bastard still didn't spare him, and he was beaten continuously, delivering extremely strong blows. Blood was everywhere. They made him kneel down and continued beating him. Hunho, when he couldn't resist anymore, in an abandoned room, someone said, I have an idea, Joseph. The one holding a cigarette said, Hunho was beaten like that. It's like you guys were just joking around. That's why he was beaten like that. You understand what I'm saying? Another person said, but we didn't do anything. He stood up, holding a piece of paper. According to this, the juvenile law won't affect us. I've asked my dad, and you guys know about this law, right? He showed the paper to the others, saying, I've repeated a year, so I won't be able to get in trouble again. That's why I'm asking you guys for a favor. Then, he pushed the paper to one of them, ordering, You go to the police station and confess to being the one who beat Hunho like that. You understand what I'm saying, right? The person hesitated. But even with the juvenile law, we can still be caught under other laws. Another person repeated the same order and hesitation as in segment 40 and 41. Joseph patted his shoulder. Don't worry, there will be a way. Just listen to me, it's okay. Joseph kicked a valise on the ground lightly. Even if we're imprisoned, it's not a big deal. The others still looked worried. Joseph then said, "All right, I'm not asking you to do it for free." Inside the valise, a lot of money spilled out. Joseph casually said, "Here's 1 million for each of you. What do you think?" Finally, he asked, "Is there anyone else who knows Huinho's house? Tell me." Huinho's mother was distraught, tears streaming down her face. She sat blankly, staring into space, in a high-rise apartment building. Luxury. Joseph, wearing a black mask, turned around and asked one of his followers, "Tell me again, which floor is it on?" The follower replied, "It's on the 5th floor." The elevator was going down to the 5th floor. The person in the gray outfit lost patience. "Why is the elevator stuck on this floor? Can't it move?" He got impatient and suggested they take the stairs. Joseph, leading the way, urged them to hurry up and finish the job. As they went up the stairs, he saw a fire extinguisher used to block the elevator door. The elevator was stuck because of it and couldn't close. Joseph saw this and asked, "What the heck is this?" A voice came from upstairs. "Why are you guys so late?" He looked up to see where the voice was coming from. Joseph turned to ask, "What were you doing there, Sion? Another guy invited you to come with us, and you stood up and said, 'Let's go, I'll ask.' How did you know about the rice cake shop of Huinho's family?" "Only I knew that." Joseph pulled down his mask and sneered. "Is that so? I told you to go. You went to buy medicine and didn't come back, so I went to look for you and saw you eating cakes with a bunch of kids. That's when I followed you. It turned out to be there that Huinho was arguing with." Seon lowered his head and stepped down. "So it's because of me, right? Now, listen carefully to this question. Do you know how to answer me?" He asked again. "What are you guys doing here?" He was carrying an iron stick on his shoulder, half jokingly and half seriously, asking Seon, "Can't you see?" He loudly declared, "We're here to teach her a lesson for daring to sue me, that's all." Joseph glanced at Seon, who had turned against him, and said, "Anyway, you're here too, so it's one less thing to do. I've had enough of you. You're just pretending to bully Huinho to make me happy. Is that right? Actually, you're here to help him, thinking that Seon wants to outsmart me, but it just makes him furious. You've underestimated me too much." Seon bent down, took the fire extinguisher by the elevator door, and said, "Got it, I understand now." Joseph rushed over and shouted, "You're going to die, you idiot!" Seon calmly said, "Thanks for answering my question." He pulled the pin of the fire extinguisher and sprayed it towards them. Even though I had a pretty good idea, I still needed to confirm it first. Joseph was sprayed with the fire extinguisher and stepped back, cursing. "What the?" The gas inside the fire extinguisher sprayed out and covered their faces. "Let's go, let's get him." The fire extinguisher flew towards the gray shirt guy. Seon threw it straight at him. He didn't have time to react, and he fell backward. He got angry and pushed the guy away. "Get out of my way, you idiots!" Then, he stood up, grabbed his stick, and went up the stairs, ready to fight. Seon saw him and immediately grabbed the fire extinguisher, cursing, "You damn!" He used the fire extinguisher to deflect Joseph's stick. He flipped the extinguisher and sprayed it straight at Joseph's feet. Joseph cried out in pain, his eyes wide open. He was shocked. He fell backward, screaming, "You broke my leg! You damn kid, how dare you do that to me, my leg!" Seon calmly stepped down. "Done. I broke your leg right at the shin bone." He looked at his bloody foot, trembling, and said, "How could you do that to me, you damn kid?" Seon pulled down his hat and said slowly, "There are 3 rules that every kid must remember. First, always listen to your parents. Second, he raised his fist and punched Joseph's face, making him bow down. You're not allowed to act on your own without your parents' permission. Got it?" The other guys were getting up, confused, and asked, "What are you talking about?" Seon grabbed Joseph's collar and said, "And the most important 3rd rule is..." Joseph's face was swollen, and he begged, "Please forgive me, CEO, I was wrong." Seon let go of his collar and continued, "When your parents are in danger, you must help them escape by any means necessary, even if it means breaking the first 2 rules." He remembered what Huinho's mother had said, and Joseph was clutching his painful hand. Friends of Huinho are also friends of Seon. Seon lifted his leg and said, "If you guys are putting my mom in danger, I'll beat you to death and kick you hard once." Painfully shocked, An asked, "Do you guys understand what I'm saying?" At a large villa in the evening, someone said, "Yes, please come in." At home, someone held a phone and said to the director of the morgue, "Sir, there's a call from South Korea." He asked who it was, and she replied, "It's the Human Resources Department, White Tiger, sir." He turned around, received the phone, and said, "Okay, give me the phone." The morgue director spoke. "I'm listening," the director on the other end replied. "It seems we've found it. The lost child, its codename is..." Scene. In South Korea, the morgue's training project for armed children, codenamed Shin, was a masterpiece among the children trained by the morgue. The two children with pale green eyes, full of ruthlessness, were... Its secret actions, skill with weapons, and assassination abilities surpassed all others. It was a product of a completely different level. It stood out in every aspect, so it was supposed to be sent to a high-ranking family. Cherry blossoms bloomed and fluttered at the villa. According to the story, it was one of our top clients, but there was a mistake in the transportation. The image of a stone statue holding a document in its hand symbolized something. It really replaced Japan with South Korea. It was sent to South Korea instead. Seon looked at the man, who was intently staring at the statue in front of him, and asked fearfully, "Excuse me, sir?" The morgue director sighed. "It's been 5 years since then. I've given up hope that it's still alive." But he immediately changed his attitude, clasped his hands together, and thanked the statue of God above, his gold-plated teeth shining brightly. "Oh God, I never thought you could return the child to us again. So find him no matter what you have to do, understand?" He looked at the person sitting across from him and ordered, "Rachel." The girl with a large scar on her forehead, white hair, and sad eyes looked at him. "Yes, I'll start the retrieval process immediately. If there's anything that goes wrong, we'll resist. I'll use violence to subdue him." Underneath the nun's outfit, she wore heavy guns and a tight-fitting uniform, just like a spy. He looked at her helplessly. "What did she say?" "He brought him back without causing too many injuries, and left the gun here. That was too much." She was reprimanded and could only nervously pick up her belongings. At another place, a man bowed his head in front of a food stall, his voice full of remorse. "I'm Joseph's father. I don't have any excuse. It's my fault for not raising my child better. I promised to pay for Hunho's medical expenses and his mental treatment." The people around him looked at him as if he were a strange creature. Only the woman at the stall continued her work as usual. He continued to apologize, and the woman said, "Nothing will change. It's not something that can be resolved with a simple apology." He became silent as he heard her say that, and the people around him quickly left, not wanting to get involved in this matter. He looked up, his eyes full of darkness. "Is it okay to look at you like this? Then it's fine. I'm leaving now." He immediately turned around. He quickly left, and she turned around, looking at him in shock. "Is that all?" He covered his nose with a handkerchief, his face darkening. "I believe that effectiveness is the most important thing in everything we do." But when she didn't seem to consider negotiating, he had no reason to waste any more time. She looked at him without saying a word, but her eyes clearly reflected her thoughts. He got into a luxurious black car and looked back at her. "I have other options. Moreover, these things are my specialty." His face twisted into a sinister smile as he looked at her. The car sped away, and his voice was full of ridicule. "My nose is itchy because of the dust and stench here. How can she do business in a place like this? Just demolish the area and rebuild a new commercial zone. How's the condition of that kid? Have you taken care of it?" The lights highlighted his terrifying face. The driver replied, "Yes, he is handling it. He should be done and call someone right now." He looked out the car window, contemplating something. At the hospital, a young man lay in bed with a face full of injuries and a broken leg. He gritted his teeth. "That bastard. I knew there's something strange about him." Joseph shouted at the nurse. "Did he say something about 3 principles engraved inside him?" Byung-gu looked at the nurse and asked, "Are the 3 principles something trendy among young people these days?" Suddenly, Byung-gu interrupted and signaled to the nurse, Wait, can you leave us alone for a moment? It'll be quick." Joseph sat up and looked at him. "You son of a—" Before he could finish, he received a slap from Byung-gu. As he was still trying to process what was happening, he heard a calm male voice. "Joseph, do you know what makes me angriest? Did you bully the kids? Or make him jump from the classroom and commit suicide because of you? I don't care about those things. If you had taken the initiative to bring things to an end, You should have done it neatly, Bongu threatened, looking at his own son. His face darkened, and he pointed at Joseph, smiling. The basics of doing things are not to make the same mistake twice, Joseph. You should take this as a lesson. This is how adults handle things. Sion was kicked hard in the chest. He fell to the ground, surrounded by men in black, looking like bodyguards. The man who kicked him wore black gloves and ordered his subordinates to help him up. Sion struggled to breathe and looked at him. What are you doing? Immediately, a slap landed on his face. His backpack was thrown into a corner, with scratches all over it. Sion lay on the ground, injured, but not making a sound. The assistant asked him, "Things didn't go as planned, did they?" He took off his gloves and glared at him after beating the 4 kids who were around his age. Saying that, he threw his gloves at Sion, who was lying on the ground, and continued talking. At this moment, a bodyguard grabbed his arm. His young master had been paralyzed on one side because of him. Thus, his arm was pulled up high. Sion suddenly realized what was about to happen to him. He adjusted his glasses and moved his leg towards his arm, continuing to speak. "You should apologize, shouldn't you?" Immediately after, a strong kick landed, making him open his eyes wide. A desperate scream echoed. The assistant glanced at him warningly. "This is how adults do things, kid." When all those people left, the weather also changed. Sion looked at his arm, then used some force to twist it back, mocking, "Is this how adults do things?" Sion looked at his arm, then used some force to twist it back, mocking, "Is this how adults do things?" This segment is identical to the previous one. He rotated his arm, looking at his trembling hand, thinking to himself, "But everything has become complicated. I can't use my full strength without orders because of the 3 principles. Anyway, this should be enough to calm things down." He grabbed his backpack and then left the place with a sense of resignation. If not, I'll have to create a new identity. But that's too troublesome. At this moment, a woman appeared from somewhere, her tone probing. "Are you Seon?" The elderly woman, holding a bag of food, called out to him. "Is that you, dear? But why do you look like this?" Seon, sweating, looked at her and greeted her, thinking to himself that things had become even more complicated. He took the plate of food from her, and Seon remained silent. She smiled awkwardly and took back the plate. Seon remained silent. She smiled awkwardly and took back the plate. She continuously comforted Seon. "You don't need to be polite. It's all fine. So eat more." When Seon heard this, his face turned purple. As if he was imagining his mother of Huinho, a term that seems to refer to a figure or a concept not fully clear in the context, as his parent. Immediately after, he ate voraciously, just as she had told him to. Mother of Huinho continued to remind the child, "You will choke. Drink some water." A glass slams straight into his head.
Catch this blonde kid here.
He raises the fork, threatening to stab him. And then both sides clash. What's that noise? Turn on the light! What the hell is going on? Which damn person did this? The blonde kid. Go find him. He can't have gone far. Go find him. The blonde kid, a good kid, of the morgue. The first rule is to make them understand the words of the parents are absolute. In her pain, in her heart, she wants to tear him apart. "Ah, my leg," she said. She wants to tear it apart. And then he charges in, fighting each other. Damn it! A knife flies towards. Oh, dodged it. Not bad. But I'm sure I broke that arm of yours. No matter what, this time I'm sure I'll observe carefully. This is the way to break someone's arm. A scream echoes, followed by the butler's shout. Suddenly, a gunshot whizzes past. Hard to hit. More than I thought. Quite hard to hit from that distance. Not a pro, right? You seem quite knowledgeable. So are you a pro, kid? I heard that kids in Korea play gangster or something. Were you part of that gangster? I don't know anything about it. But Mr. Ngao asked if I have any connection with the snack shop, Hunho Snack Shop, that cheap snack shop in the stinky alley. Now I understand. So what did the woman say? Did she tell you to kill me or something? No, she told me to tear you apart. What? A punch straight to the face of the cunning old man. You're damn terrible. Is this some kind of revenge? This is not something like revenge or retaliation. The first rule: add another hit straight to the face. 2. Even break teeth. The order of the parents is absolute. The middle-aged man lies limp on the ground. The consequence is the most important thing when doing something. You can't do something else. The last time I knew you and the woman, I should have handled it properly back then. Next time I'll kill all of you. Why are you spouting nonsense? The third rule: when there's a risk that the parents are in danger, overcome that situation. A tiger begets a tiger. They're all the same. Patient, do you feel uncomfortable anywhere? Can't you see? Damn it, they say school violence is terrible nowadays. This is the first time someone's been hurt this badly. I guess the person who hit you is good at fighting. Still, this is a bit too much, right? It hurts a lot. What did you and your dad talk about earlier? The 3 principles. You mentioned something like that, right? What kind of medicine is this? Its color is quite strange. You don't need to worry. You won't die if I only use half. What? Now answer my question. The 3 absolute principles. Do you know what they are? I don't know, you mentioned it to your dad today, right? Or I'll change the question. Do you know a kid named Sun? The director has a problem. Codename Shin has exerted force. He exerted force? What are you talking about? We tracked Shin and arrived at the scene, but he had already escaped. Moreover, there are many adult men injured here. Even if it was Shin, he couldn't have done it because of the 3 absolute principles. This is absurd. It's never happened in the history of our morgue. That's why it's called the 3 absolute principles. Hanging corpse. If Shin broke the 3 absolute principles, something must be wrong. The weapons we sell in this city might disregard our orders and target us instead. We need to change our investigation target to Shin first. Observe him carefully and see if he really used force without permission. Got it. If you need any help in Korea, you can contact the White Tiger Manpower. What is this? Was this caused by a teenage boy? Really? Handling this situation can be done well. I'm using all my strength. Yes, I found the smoker and the bald guy. I'll observe him when he leaves the scene. I only heard the term bald guy. What should I do? Dawn. Young people these days call this clothing? They say she's Russian, and they're usually very open. My wife is like that too. Why is the director always out at this hour? Is he still in his menopause? Yeah, the boss gave him another task to do. At Shin's school. Shin, I've completed the preliminary investigation on you. You attended middle school here. Your parents are abroad on paper, but they're just fake identities with unknown whereabouts. Codename Shin, what are you doing here? We'll turn everything upside down. We're eagerly waiting to see how our Jin will grow up. Shin, you're the best student I've ever taught. You utilize all the weapons I taught you perfectly. I couldn't believe you abandoned one of your missions like this. This is Shin's classroom. I told you, you damn Rolex, it's done like this. Cyan, I'm sorry, it's all my fault. Is that Shin? That damn guy, is he really Shin? That's why I told you, Rolex, don't be cocky or you'll die. Shut up, you damn guy, talking too much. Let Dad sleep, okay? What did you just say? Damn guy? Wait, is this a ranking match? There have been times like this in the morgue. A fight breaks out to determine the ranking. It's cute because they still try to fight with all their might. That's right. With everything we've found, Shin is always the strongest. What's going on? He's the strongest. What's happening? Wait, I said. I'm sorry. Oh, you hit my bone. The face is hanging like a corpse, looking like a pile of flesh. Okay, let's move on to paragraph 2. That's right. This is the school where he couldn't show off his strength. If he wants to hide his identity, then isn't he still under the influence of the 3 absolute principles? I need to observe that gaze, that focused gaze. That's right. I know you're different, Shin, at that place. Those kids are obedient, not only strong, but also intelligent, and Shin is always the most outstanding one. You can hide your strength, but you can't hide your talent. Hiding your talent is really troublesome. You should try to cover it up a bit more, or you'll be discovered. When we have time, we'll teach you. What is he drawing? Oh my God. What are you doing? This is class time. At the girls' restroom. No way. It can't be that idiot, Shin. It's really strange. Their faces match perfectly, but I don't sense any intelligence from him. Could it be just a coincidence? It's impossible for that undeveloped kid to be Shin. Change of plans. It's no longer about the plan to protect the 3 absolute principles. I need to check if it's really Shin's codename up there. Ow, that hurts. That teacher doesn't usually hit that hard. If you're not Shin, you'll die by my hand, kid. Sion, where are you going? You're just in time. Can you help me with these books? Of course, I'll help. When we're done, I'll reward you with Tap Bap Key, okay? Yes, thank you for the meal. This guy's at the snack shop, munching away. Oh my God, eat slowly. I've heard about this woman through Rose. The boss made her daughter comatose. So what's the relationship between Shin and this woman? Crude, he's too crude. The closer I look, the cruder he is. Indeed, is this guy really not Shin? How can he make that crude expression with Shin's face? It's too spicy. Bring some water. Oh, this is the drink, right? You can't handle spicy food, can you? Can't handle spicy food? You're kidding me. This is Cha-Jin stuff. Everyone eats this, right? These crazy Koreans here can be considered a kind of poison. A non-assassinating one at that. You should eat slower, that's for sure.
You're really clumsy. I'm sure I'll kill you, you bastard.
I used to hold hands with him when we ate. He must have had a tough time living in Korea. What's that, Shion? Is it delicious? It's very delicious. Yes, it's wonderful. This guy, Ta, is forcing himself to eat. How stupid. If you don't like it, don't eat it. Why force yourself to swallow everything? Wait, at that time you arrived just in time. You helped me sort these out, right? Yes, I'll help. Thank you, Sion. I'll reward you with tteokbok later, okay? Yes, thank you for the meal. This kid, listen to everything she says. Shion, can you carry this?
Yeah.
Yes, he follows orders. Even if he's Shin, I couldn't do that because of the 3 absolute principles. That's true. It's absurd that he did all those things without anyone giving orders. It's possible that someone ordered Shin to destroy the Banco project. And the only person who can do that is this woman. The absolute principle number 1. The word of parents is the law, so Shion acknowledges this woman as her mother and follows everything she says, so according to that inference, everything has been clarified. Payment, please. Wait a moment, let me find the change. Let's see. How much to return? So there's a simple way to confirm this. Go hang, throw chopsticks straight at mother, shout loudly. A plate clamped again. Please jump up and grab, go hang. Just as predicted. Oh, startled Shion, you haven't taken this change. The sound of continuous fighting. The absolute principle number 3 for good children. If something goes wrong, the life of parents and abandon the principle and resolve the situation on their own. Stop it. You've been following me all day. Gia Treo, is that really you? Long time no see. You. Strange, isn't it? Why are you following an old woman at a snack shop as if she's your mother? There's no way a shabby snack shop owner could be a customer. What am I not understanding? I don't get what you're saying. Indeed, I caused a big commotion. But I didn't expect to be discovered so quickly, even if I went further. Gia Treo Sin slammed to the ground violently. Return. Hit head. To the ground. Come back, please. There are many customers waiting for you. There. Come back? Come back, why? Taeseon, from now on will be your name. What was that memory just now? What are you talking about, Shin? 1. A strong headbutt to Detreo's face, making her dizzy, stunned, and a sore nose. Shin, so you're not going to come back quietly? Where did it go? Damn it. Unbelievable that they sent Treo. Who is that? You said. What? Did you lose track of it? What do you mean? I'm sorry, I let my guard down. But I found the old woman controlling him with 3 principles. Sorry. Very many. Controlling him? From what I observed, Shin seems to regard that woman as her mother. Is that true? That old woman? Does she seem to be using the 3 principles? I need more information, but for now, it doesn't seem to be the case. Then the husband hung up and checked the woman. Here she is, the young woman who cut in line. She looked young just now. There are 2 ways to take a good child away from their parents. One is, what did you say? I told you to avoid Shion. Everyone is always busy with business trips, so they can't pay much attention to it. But unexpectedly, Sion, a child who can't eat spicy food, ate such low-quality food. Sion is a child. I understand. I thank you. The first method is to take away the mother's side by making the parents of the child voluntarily give up custody. Those children, I know Shion listens to you, but you also have to endure, because you're an adult. Therefore, if Sion appears again, tell him not to come back here again. Go home. The director's first experiment failed, and that old lady was more stubborn than I thought. She insisted on taking care of him. Then there's no other way. I wanted to resolve this matter quietly. Carry out the plan. The second method will do. I will implement the second way too. Take a good child away from its parents. If he dies, he will have to return to the morgue. Making the old lady a target, I will eliminate her. At the supermarket, Mother Huinho is choosing goods. The bomb detonator is in Jia's hand. What does she think she is? Does she dare to rob Shin? I don't allow it. Huh? She pressed the button. A blast resounded through the supermarket, causing panic among everyone. What's happening? You can't become the mother of Shin. I don't allow it. When the gunshot sounded, a popping sound countered it. Scion, the game really worked this time. I knew you would do this. Bombs and guns? Isn't it a bit too much? Don't intervene in Shin's matters, I will resolve it. Get away from that old woman. I can't let that happen. Do you understand? The 3 principles, even if I don't say them, you know them, right? I really want to bring you back without you getting hurt. Giatreo pulled out a knife and stabbed Shin. Ah, you! I don't think I can let you go. Without getting hurt anywhere. You think you can take me down? Haven't I already taught you? Fighting has to have meaning. This is an additional lesson. Tell me, what is the meaning of this fight? What's going on? Wah! Where's Mom? Mom? Oh my god, little one, are you hurt anywhere? Huh, kid? Wah, I can't see Mom anywhere. I don't know where she is. Please save me. It's time for class, tell me. A strong stab to the face, but he dodged it, and then another slash. That's the plan. This is a plan to rescue you. Perhaps. Yes, you shouldn't get distracted while fighting. Giatreo pushed him away and made a straight cut to the face, making Shin stumble and fall to the ground. Right, like, I think fighting Giatreo with bare hands is a bit too much. As long as you can handle that old woman, you'll go back to working under the morgue. Because you are products of the morgue. Product? Now let's go back home together. Shin threw the bag of powder at Giatreo. She slashed and cut the bag, causing the powder to fly everywhere. Damn, it's flour. Is it flour? Suddenly, Shin grabbed a pair of scissors and stabbed them straight into her face, but missed and cut Giatreo's hair instead. The 2 of them held weapons and confronted each other. Continuously, that's what I call a real fight. It didn't even flinch. You called us products? Sin threw her into a cart, making her sit in it. What? A place where my family is waiting? No one calls their own family products, right? Then he kicked Giatreo into the cart and locked the chain, to make sure, carefully. But mentioning the product isn't more similar to the product than we are Scion. Wah! Oh my god, little one, are you okay? Are your parents here? Is Mom okay? Sion, didn't you say you were in class? Why are your clothes like that? Are you hurt? That face. Surely he's a legend. Of the morgue. Who is this kid? He said he got separated from his mom. We have to get him out of here, kid. Do you remember your parents' phone number? Phone number? No. You don't know. Fighting Shin is too risky. Let's target the objective first. Please help me find my mom. First, we have to use the motherly instinct to get close to the target again. Wait, kid, what's wrong? No one taught you that a stupid kid will be hated? A gun standing still. It seems like you need to talk to the director again. You still have a direct line to him, right? You haven't had one for a long time, brother. I don't understand what you're saying. Look at this kid. So young and holding something so dangerous. Huh? Did you hear anything? No, I didn't hear anything. Is the kid asleep? Yes, he must be very tired. Ah, it seems he has a phone. Let him try to call someone. The phone rang in a castle. Damn, who called so early in the morning? Right? I told you not to call the direct line. Yes, hello, director. This is Sion's voice, but why did you call this number? Yes, you sent me a big gift, didn't you? You think Giatreo and the kid are enough to catch me? Giatreo and Din lost, right? No reaction? My pride is hurt, you know? No matter how many people you send, the result will be the same. If you want, just try. I thought you would just run away, but you're going to confront the morgue directly? You're joking, right? That's not funny. If my parents are in danger, I'll ignore the rules and handle it. According to the 3rd principle, I'll consider the morgue a threat and handle the situation. Oh, the gift you gave me is purer and more beautiful than anything I've ever seen. I didn't expect you to have faith in the 3 principles like that. All right, let's do this. Return Din to me, and we won't touch the old lady anymore. Tell Giatreo to come here by himself in an hour. I didn't expect you to be so pure, Hung. See you soon, my treasure. Hey kid, wake up. Don't look for a knife. I threw it away a long time ago. Sit down and eat. You haven't eaten anything, have you? Who would want to eat that? Who would want to eat that? Your mouth is sticky, suspicious. It's delicious, right? No, it's not delicious at all. But you ate it all. Ah, she's here. Giatreo. It's her. Her. Is she here? Take it. It seems to like this very much. Sin. I haven't given up. I'll come back for you soon. Come on, it's eating and growing age. Everything should be easier now. If you can kill that old lady and then... From now on, you will be eliminated, you useless kids. Useless should have been eliminated a long time ago. I'm sorry, kid, I'll ask you one last time. Yu Ding turned around and looked back, saying it was very delicious. Extremely delicious. It's wonderful. If I could eat it continuously. Your brother's place is very good, so come back here. My snack shop is calling you. The ownership of well-behaved children in the morgue belongs to their parents who bought them from the morgue. However, if their parents pass away, the ownership will be transferred to the morgue. Yu Ding, from today on, I will be your mother. Understand? And then the child will be adopted by other parents and will be sent to a new family. Continue to be adopted by a new family. If the same thing happens again, to another new family, Yu Din. How many times has this happened? It's the 4th time. I know, but my question is not about that. Of course, we can let you be adopted by another family, but you think about it, you couldn't protect your 4 parents. This is a failure, a shame for us. If this continues to happen, we will have to eliminate you. You know the fate of children who are eliminated, don't you? You must become a useful child. So this time, I will give you a last chance. Go to Korea and help Jatreo catch Shin. If you don't want to be eliminated, prove your worth. You are too useless, Yu Din. Children like you should be eliminated. Useless? Can't I prove my worth? Give me another chance. A chance? I'm sorry for everything. Hey kid, I'll ask again. Is this rice cake delicious? This is your last chance, Yu Din. I am Shin's mother. Go kill that old lady for me. Last chance? It's very delicious. All right, then this kid will follow me. It seems this kid still remembers the 3 principles and still considers me a threat. We have agreed to give you a chance. Just do as you were told. We can't be lenient with Shin's mother. She needs to be killed. Bring Shin back, yes, but can this kid do it? The kid said the rice cake was delicious. If that's the case, how can he kill the person who made it? Yu Ding, what will you decide? Do you still remember? Go there and do what needs to be done. All agreements are as previously discussed. You need to do this to prove your worth. Understand? Let this kid try. No matter how many times you say it, it won't change. Yu Ting stared at Shin. Now let him go with me. Why did you come here, kid? Didn't you say you would take care of this child for a day? I did intend to take care of it. But this child is quite dangerous. It's all right, you two eat. It's not a big deal. Having you two here makes me less lonely. I didn't expect that. So this kid's mother is your mother too, Sion? Yes, that's right. In other words, Giatreo is also the mother of both of us. All right, you two eat your fill. It's late. Stay here for the night and go back tomorrow. No, Auntie, we don't need to. Thank you, Auntie. We've troubled you enough. This is a chance. I can't miss it. What's the kid's name? Yu Ting? It's a lot of trouble. Anyway, this is the first time I've come to Huinho. Sin looked straight at a small room. Is this Huinho's room? No, Auntie. That's right. You asked. What's the matter? Can I go in there for a moment, Auntie? Is this Huinho's room? It's just an ordinary room. It's similar to other rooms. Just like what I've seen on TV dramas. A room of a boy with ordinary dreams. Just hoping for a moderate happiness. But there are many troubles in this room. I always admire people like Huinho, who have a normal family and live a happy life. But now he's not in this room. He can't be happy with his mother anymore. It's all because of me. Caused it all. Thank you, miss. The food is very delicious. Can this be an opportunity for me? The rolled egg Miss made is very tasty. You mean the egg dish on top? May I ask you something, miss? Please tell me, is there anyone else here besides you? You mean Huinho's father? Well, it's like this. Huinho's father has gone to heaven, kid. I couldn't keep him here, so he's not here anymore? Yeah, I understand now. Huinho can't be here with you either? Well, someone as useless as me won't be with any family anyway. What are you talking about, kid? To prove my worth to the family, I need to do the tasks I'm assigned. I need to prove my value. If not, I'm just useless and will be discarded. A kid like me won't be adopted by a decent family. Why are you saying that? Family is about loving each other, not about proving one's worth. What do you think, miss? Family is. All right, finished eating, kid. We'll sleep in the living room, at your place. Why don't you sleep in Huinho's room? It's okay. I'm used to this sofa. You do your work. Don't worry about us. No. Kids, sleep on the floor, go. Ayu Dian's unhappy face. Really have to sleep on the floor? How boring. The outside light, shining in. The boy discovered something and sneaked out. How strange. That woman is really strange. How can she be so tolerant of a useless child like Huinho, and treats a strange child like me, whom she meets for the first time, so well? I haven't even proven my worth yet. Of course. You must become a useful person. A useless child is not welcome in a family. So what is my family? Must prove one's worth to not be eliminated. The sound of a door closing lightly. Is it the kid's decision? Ui Din was surprised. Don't do that. No, I have no other choice. Put down the gun. No, I'm just following Kiwi's instructions. Ui Din pulled the trigger, but no bullet was fired. Why was there no bullet? The gun was taken from Jia just now, right? You took the bullet out when I was sleeping, didn't you? You weren't careless, were you? You took the bullets out when I was sleeping, didn't you? Weren't you careless? There were 15 bullets, 9mm caliber, weighing 112.5 grams. You should have noticed that the gun was empty when you held it. You think I'm still an amateur, don't you? Ui Din pulled out a knife and stabbed straight at Shin, but Shin dodged it and pushed the kid towards the door. Ui Din immediately opened the door and jumped into Mother Huinho's room.
Hey, calm down a bit, okay?
The kid glanced at her, this little rascal, and prepared to attack her. Shin grabbed a scarf, tied it around the kid's leg, and pulled him back. Ui Din cut the scarf with a knife.
Oh my God, look at you, you're glaring so fiercely.
Then the kid jumped up with 2 knives in hand and slashed straight at Shin, but was repelled.
What's going on?
Shin, are you being gentle with me?
Fight me properly!
Ui Din threw a knife at Mother Huinho. Shin timely deflected it to one side and tripped the kid, making him fall backwards.
We can't make any noise. Get up. We haven't even started yet. Is he always this strong? Is this the legendary morgue guy? Get up, kid. Your attacks are too predictable.
Haha!
What are these two doing? Are they fighting? No, Mom, they're not fighting.
Stop it. No, we're not fighting. We're just doing morning exercises. Yes, this is just a game, Mom.
I can't win.
I can't kill that old lady right in front of... Is this really just morning exercises? It doesn't seem like you're bullying that kid, right?
No, we're just playing.
A direct attack is impossible. Ui Din, you too. You shouldn't have teased your brother so much. Understand? After all, we are family. They call themselves a family again. Family? Children are a part of this family. Why? Of course, we've slept and eaten together under the same roof. So UIDNH, you are part of... Mother Huin strokes the boy's head. Suddenly, the doorbell rings. Is anyone home? Who could be visiting so early? Who is it? Hello, I'm sorry for coming so early. I'm Mary, UIDNH's older sister. You helped Y a lot yesterday, so I came to thank you. So she said she's UIDNH's sister. She came to pick him up. Really? UDNH's older sister? Yes, she is his older sister. But why did she come here? I came to pick up IUDINH and ensure the safety of that woman, as per our agreement. Who asked the kid to kill that woman? Don't get it twisted, that was Gia Treo's personal request. He was the one who got caught up in it. Really? Why don't we start with you putting down that knife? Your father is quite observant, just as I predicted. If you cooperate, nothing will happen.
What will happen if I don't cooperate?
Why are you so late?
I'm so happy to see you, big sis. You two seem very close.
I've failed. The director will be very disappointed. I'm so down. Now I wonder if the battle will be cancelled. Interesting. Maria and IUDINH's family have quite unique names. Kid, I've failed. The plan? It seems like you're quite amateurish, sis. So, I'm looking for an opportunity to gain this family's trust. Oh, so you're using that as an excuse? Not exactly. Mary, this plan isn't that simple. Sis, that woman is protected by the morgue's legendary fighter. Go in first, Mother. He may look a bit ugly and have a monkey-like expression, but he's very strong. I've faced him before. I agree. IUDINH's description is very accurate, just as I predicted. Mother, please go inside first. I have something important to discuss with these two. Hey. Sorry, IUDIN. You ruined my plan, sis, but don't worry, a new plan is about to be implemented. Let's retreat for now. We'll come back another day. Already leaving? See you next time. Sion. Let's go. IUDIN. Come again next time. We'll make you some fried rice with eggs. After hearing that, the boy fell silent and smiled. I understand, thank you. Thank you. Sion, when you come back, come with IUDINH. We will also make something delicious for the kid. Yes, sure, I will bring it. To your school. My grandmother is very sorry to say this. Now we have to review the regulations and school violence and discuss the level of offense as well as the punishment. So there has been a little delay. The family of the perpetrator has promised to compensate for all damages, and all students involved will be suspended.
All right, these are the perpetrators. Do you want to see their faces?
Why is the boy's photo here? Excuse me, what do you mean? Why is Shion's photo here? Really, I don't understand. At the organization's church, why did this happen?
I have no excuse, Director.
I ordered Ayu Din to kill that fake. But honestly, he is really just an incompetent kid. He can't even carry out the task properly.
That's not what I asked, Giatreo.
Yes. You were told to retrieve Ayu Din and not bother that old woman anymore. Yet you ordered Ayu Din to kill her. Isn't that you who disobeyed my order? That is for Sion to return. I highly value the promises made before the gods. Only faith and trust should exist. Only faith. Trust is before the Lord. Everything else is just heresy. Withdraw, Giatreo. The consequences of unbridled and impulsive actions.
Do you understand? The director's order, the promise, these are the absolute rules of the house.
Amen.
But what about bringing Shion back? Are you giving up on that? Don't worry about that. There are many ways to do it, even without directly involving that woman.
Marie has started the operation. Please enter the class with your mouth open wide like a chamber pot, with the awkward glances of your classmates.
What's going on? Why is the atmosphere so strange? Is there a test today? Why doesn't anyone answer?
This Uncle Sion, this is real, right? What is this? This photo, the photo is...
What is this crudely edited photo?
I apologize to Sion. We were wrong throughout the time.
Really?
We were terribly wrong.
We acted like your servants. What servants? Yes, that's right.
That? The rumor has spread throughout the school. They say Josep is afraid of you and bows his head before you.
They also say you are close to the underworld. Isn't that going too far?
And they say you ordered Josep to crush Huinho.
What? What are you talking about? That's not true. I didn't do that. Huinho isn't like that, isn't it?
You're really cool. You're sitting in my seat. Do you want to be like Huinho?
Do you want to be like Huinho?
Sion grabbed the thug's hand.
Ha ha ha. I didn't want to show off. You don't know about my hidden strength. I'll tell you the whole story.
The suspicious glances of classmates and Shion's indignant expression. Grievance of Sion.
By the way, do you guys smoke? I don't smoke. Why did you ask? I still think Shion isn't that bad. Well, birds of a feather flock together.
So this photo,
yeah,
was shared in the chat group early this morning.
Yes, that's right. At first, they sent the photo and said a few things,
but then they left the group. This is a trick of the stargazers.
Unbelievable.
But why are those people the ones I have to deal with?
Not those kids, right?
So make sure this doesn't spread any further.
Between us and
Sion
is a gang. Don't worry, just tell us what we need to do. Sion, no, not Sion. That kid is a friend of Huinho.
Isn't there some kind of misunderstanding?
Ma'am, we have this photo too.
He has always been famous among students. And there are rumors that he hangs out with someone named Josep.
I'm a bit worried about saying this, but I think this kid, 11 on, is a troublemaker.
No way.
What I heard is that it's very hard to contact Shion's parents. It seems like this kid didn't receive proper education from his family.
From my experience as a teacher, a child like this can easily go astray.
That's why, ma'am, you shouldn't trust this kid too much. I wonder if this will help calm down the rumors a bit. These guys surprisingly have a very innocent side. Seriously.
You're Mary, right?
Oh, I thought I had hidden well enough. But I guess not.
If you're going to hide, you should cover your tracks.
If you're going to hide, you should cover your tracks.
Got it?
You made him the top bully at school. I'm not interested at all. Besides, I'm already famous enough to be a target.
No, that's not it.
The cold, harsh stares from friends, or the eyes full of betrayal and contempt. Don't you like it, Lebanon?
Oh,
was that photo you're doing?
How is it?
Isn't it skillfully done? It can be quite rough with a tight schedule and limited resources, but there are many reasons to cover it up.
Really, Mari? You're going to shoot 11 on? Are you crazy? You think you can just pull out a gun anytime?
Didn't you say you'd take me back? What if I get shot and die?
You must be joking.
You can easily dodge this. That's the least I expect. Dying would be better than being discarded.
Mari stopped shooting and walked up to Sion. He appeared, grabbed the gun and slammed Mari against the wall.
Both sides charged at each other, fiercely.
She didn't stop, pulled out a knife from her sock, and stabbed Shin.
Is this all you have?
Morgue.
Has it really ended?
Please pin her down to the ground.
I guess you didn't count on this, did you?
Evanon punched her straight in the face.
She was still smiling, as if nothing had happened.
What are you doing, kid? What are you doing, Baxion?
You shouldn't do that. You're my friend, after all.
Marie smiled smugly. Did you also do that to my brother at Aunt's place?
Fighting? This is just a morning exercise, okay? Yes, it's just a toy, okay?
There's evidence that the kid is involved with Joseph, so don't trust him too much. So I was going to ask him to clarify, but he suddenly hit me.
Don't lie, Mom. She's lying.
We promised not to touch this woman. However, there's a way to deal with her without directly taking action.
Mom, listen to me. She's just pretending.
Van An deserves a slap from Huin's mother. We just need to make her abandon him.
Don't call me Mom anymore.
And don't use that word.
Got it?
Everything is going according to plan. What's next?
11. An, what have you done now? What other trouble have you caused? You really are a nuisance. I'll deal with this when we get home.
The smug smile of the director.
Well done, Mari.
Oh, God. Thank you. Very much.
In the end, Mari, it's all thanks to you. It's really the plan, made by the best strategist in the house. It's not a big deal, Director. I just followed orders.
I didn't expect that I would return to the legendary house. 11. On will.
Mary, come back here now. Got it? Of course I will. You like it that much, Elevion? Are you kidding me? We have a lot in common. You're just forcing me to eat by order. Besides, your taste is really weird. Huffing. Pineapple and mint. He completely followed orders. Eat it all.
It seems the owner has returned home. Please give me some milk, I beg you.
Finally caught him. What do you think of this place? Not bad. Not bad at all. This is the most expensive penthouse in the area.
This voice sounds familiar.
But it doesn't matter. I'll spend any amount of money to catch that damn kid. Are you? Wait, don't tell me. Let me guess. Damn dog. Enough. I told you, this kid is under our protection. In return, we won't touch your son. Isn't that the basis of our cooperation? Don't worry, I remember. It's all about the job. My revenge target isn't just this kid. Yes, you can deal with the others as you like. But remember, this has nothing to do with the house. We're done. You killed the old woman because the house promised not to touch her. Right, Eleven An? What did you just say? Are you Huin's mother? Can I have a portion of fried chicken and a piece of cake, please? Yes, right away. Mom, am I really eating these dishes? Whoever looks at them looks so delicious. Get that dish for me too. Yes, right away. Xion must be a bad person. The kid made our brother end up like this. You didn't notice you cut your hand. Ah, buying food outside also follows the trend. The aunt is bleeding. There's a lot of blood. It's okay. It's okay. It will stop bleeding soon. Oh, really? That's good. Don't worry about the consequences. Our business partner will handle it cleanly. Yes, hello, really? You can eat as much as you want. Don't worry about the money. Where did the aunt go? My son is awake. Are you awake yet? It might be a bit hard to talk right now. Don't force it. Do you know where you are? Do you remember anything before you lost consciousness? Do you remember anything? My memory? I yelled at Mom. Mom apologized to me even though I was the one at fault. I should apologize. Mom, where is Mom? I want to see Mom. Ma'am, the blood on your hand is bleeding. Son, Mom apologizes. I was wrong. I apologize to Mom. The happy tears of a mother at. Behind the door is a killer. They are together now. Should I look for an opportunity to take them out at the same time? No, just wait for now. The mission is on hold. The plan has changed. Clear? Ah, damn it, how? How dare you? You dare. A person like you dares to kidnap my Xion. I will handle them personally, right in front of this bastard. The manpower of White Tiger, GIA's unhappy face, and her sitting posture like a man. Miss, have you been waiting long? Would you like coffee? You're quite late. Ha ha. Is this how you always move so slowly? Sorry, this is the headquarters of B-Un Technical and Construction Company, so it's very safe. But there are too many mistakes caused by you, so there are many things to deal with. And hot chocolate for our little friend. Drink it slowly. Yes, thank you. I get paid to handle these things, right? Be more professional. If you cause trouble like this, is that professional? I think so. What am I saying? Hee hee. I should have stayed home. I would have handled it. Hee hee, I should have stayed home. I'm so stupid. I handled it based on your plan, so please check it. But why am I the only one using a paper cup? Oh, Construction said they wouldn't compensate for the damage. How did you make them stay silent? There are things that we can help each other with. And this is what people call professional business practices. So, if there is any problem with the construction of it has nothing to do with us, right? Let's just leave it like that. But you should be careful. What do you mean? Professional business should be done by professionals, not by shaking hands with those street thugs. Whether BCO Construction Company is really a trustworthy partner or not,
I'm asking if it's a partner that can establish a mutually beneficial business relationship.
This. Bastards. Why do they think they can take me down? A truck is speeding down the road. I really can't believe it. You're really hopeless without that command. So you're a product of the morgue. You can't do anything without a command, right? That's an interesting principle. It's like brainwashing, right? This naturally gives me an interesting idea.
I once imagined that one day I would buy you and give you commands.
Like kill the snack seller. Ha ha ha, that would be a fun scene. No, that's not it. You shouldn't make that face yet. I haven't even started. From now on, in front of you, I will tear apart that old woman and her son. But you will have to witness that scene and be unable to do anything, because you won't be able to use your strength without a command. So stay calm and wait. It will be your turn soon. Next time, I will definitely kill all of you. At the hospital. Winho's hospital room. Mom, did you cut your hand? This? It's just a scratch, it's fine. You're always saying it's fine. I'll go get a Band-Aid or something. Don't get out of bed. You're fine. The doctor said you can move around a bit. Okay, Mom will get a Band-Aid, so just stay here. You're as stubborn as your father, but why is it so dark? Is anyone there? Where is everyone? The sky is too dark. There's a figure behind. A knife to the back of the neck. This is the first person. Put this woman in this car first. This is fun. You really can't do anything, can you? The door suddenly opens. Why did you take so long, Mom? You should be fine now. Finally, I get to see your face. You are Winho. Who are you? I am Joseph's father. Joseph? Yes, our Joseph has caused trouble for you. I'm very sorry. You must have been in a lot of pain. This is why I always tell him that efficiency is the top priority in work. If he leaves the victim in this state, it will be a hassle to redo the job. Quite troublesome, isn't it? After hearing that, Winho turned pale. I agree with what the woman from Bakho Manpower said. When dealing with scum, we don't need to pay attention to anything. A gunshot. Neo was slammed into the wall. One of the bodyguards noticed and turned around. Giatreo appeared, swinging on a rope and kicking in the window. How dare you, you scum! How dare you steal Shion from me and stab me in the back, you moron? You really showed up. Giatreo wielded a knife and tore apart the all-male formation. She slashed and dodged quickly like a cat. A man managed to grab her waist. I got her! Do you want to catch me? Giatreo tossed her head and smashed it straight into the nose of the black-clad man and grabbed him, throwing him at another man nearby, crying out in pain. What are you doing? Take care of the kid and proceed with the plan. As soon as he finished speaking, the mummy-like man and the bodyguard rushed out of the room. Another crippled bodyguard stood blocking Giatreo's way. You think you can escape? I'll ask you one more time. Where is Shion, you damn dogs? She arrived with just a snap of his fingers. The door opened. Out. A group of thugs as fierce as bears came out of the room. Giatreo turned around, looking towards them. Around her were thugs with cleavers in hand. Why are there so many of you? Are you a bunch of snakes? The sound of a chainsaw was heard. Not to mention they're armed. So I should handle this properly. You guys, the guns are loaded, go! You bunch of snakes! A bunch of thugs lays on the ground, clutching their legs, crying out in pain. Ha ha, a gun! Lebanon discovered something. Another gunshot rang out, shooting straight into Giatreo's thigh. She was caught off guard, hit by the bullet, and fell to the ground, cried out in pain. A gun was revealed from the plaster cast on his hand. Next time I'll aim for your head. So it means Mr. Din killed her. He was startled and turned around, only to receive a punch straight to the face. Why? You weren't given the order. Have you forgotten? I'm now a member of the morgue. And you just threatened and said you would kill the morgue's trainer. That's the third principle. Those who target the morgue are considered a threat. SI on. I'll take care of this. Leave it to me. The Special Training Weapon Project, codenamed 11 On, is currently under the morgue's jurisdiction. Psi on advanced, step by step. You think you can run away like a little mouse, kid? Hold on tighter. My tooth. It hit my tooth and it broke. Complaining just because of a little toothache? Things are far from over. Levin On will keep beating you. Into his head it hurts, cries out in agony. Now there are no parents around to make demands for him. There's no one he needs to protect. The only reason Shin is still fighting is simple. It's for himself. To protect himself? Does he have feelings for me? Wrong. Oh my goodness. The enemies are coming in greater numbers, making Shin have to dodge with more difficulty. Too many people. I need something to use as a weapon. It's too dangerous. Catch it, it's running away. Too fast, kid. Where do you think you're going?
If you let me catch you easily, I'll be gentle. My eyes, don't cry anymore, patient. I was gentle, wasn't I? It was very gentle. Now it's time for everyone to get an injection. Let's start. Lebanon jumps up. If I catch you, I'll tear you apart. Lebanon grabs his head and slams it to the ground. Hey everyone, get out of the way. I'm about to cut him in half. Kid, stop. Stop for me. Wait a minute. Using a saw might be a bit too much, don't you think? That's so cowardly. Kick the bed towards him. 11. On kicks the bed, making him rush forward. The saw passes by his face, making him dodge and twist his face like an old man with a toothless mouth, making him fall onto the bed in surprise. Then ties the guy with a buzz cut to the bed with the saw using the bed's ropes. A saw, huh? What? What are you doing? Aren't you going to turn it off? No. The screaming sounds like being bitten by a dog, echoing everywhere. No, come on! Is it broken or something? There's blood everywhere, Uncle. Wake up. I have many questions for you. Where did they take Huinho's mother? It seems you're done here, 11 on. I was a bit too rough, so most of them ran away. They even took something else. I'll chase after them. Why chase after them? You seem to be mistaken. We weren't fighting to save that woman. These guys wanted to kidnap you, a valuable asset of the morgue. I acted to retrieve you, to protect you as part of the morgue. You're not just an asset, so I retrieved you, cleaned up the enemies, and now the situation is resolved. It's time to return to the morgue. You're mistaken. Everything is for you. What? As you said, I used my strength to protect you. I wouldn't do that for anyone else. For you, it's true. They dare not touch. The discipline of our morgue doesn't allow us to let them go. We can't leave such harmful elements behind. We have to go and eliminate them. Let's show them what happens if they dare to touch the morgue. Anyway, this is the best outcome. Let's hurry. You're the best, 11 on. Are you done yet? Has she believed me? Maybe. Then from now on, let's crush them to pieces. Are you awake, Aunt? Oh my goodness. Who are you? Sorry if I startled you. Where are we? I was just at the hospital a few minutes ago. This isn't the time for calm conversation. I know this is rude, but I'm the one who brought you here. What the heck? Where are we? Yes, this is the children's classroom. I heard the chair you're sitting in is Huinho's. This is my brother's chair. It's really scary. I was also very surprised. Why are you showing me these? Who are you? Oh my, don't you really recognize me? Well, it's understandable that you don't recognize me, given how I look now. I am Joseph's father. We meet again. Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? All because of that 11-on kid. Everything is because of that 11-on kid. Do you know? Actually, both my son and I are victims. What? That 11-on kid is the one who made my son and me like this. Where is he now? That's right. And it turns out that 11-on kid blamed everything on Joseph for what happened to Huinho. The rumor spread throughout the school. He was quite famous among the kids. All those photos. We were too careless with the children. Now I understand. I finally recognize. Are you okay? I will avenge because I couldn't protect my son. This is my atonement. We have to atone for our children's sins. We have to atone for our children's sins. But to avenge, we still need to report to the school for legal actions. You're too naive. Do you think that will be effective? The school didn't do anything. Even when Huinho jumped from this window. We can't let that kid do whatever he wants. If we let him continue like this, he will never stop. Do you understand? We have to stand up. Huinho's mother. Now is the time for us to avenge. Remember? At the Mortuary Training Center, we know. Byun-si Construction Company. Why did an organization with no origin in Korea target 11-on? While not knowing anything, this is an order. Show them the price to pay. When daring to touch the mortuary's assets, 11-on. This is your first mission. Show them what you can do. Eliminate those sissy teachers. Giatreo's hammer. I think I left my earbuds in the desk drawer. What? At an alley of the pedestrian street. Sorry for making the kid jump. Huh? Must inform Giatreo about this. But it's too late. He suddenly launched a strong attack, catching UIDNH off guard. Dodging. He continued to raise the club and hit the boy. He kept attacking, leaving IUDINH unable to react. UIDIN fell to the ground. Dodging with empty hands. Why does the kid keep running? How about trying this? The green-haired man threw the end of the stick straight at Din's leg, making him scream loudly, but he still pulled out a knife to fight back, and jumped down. Okay, I'll give the kid 10 seconds. The faster the better, nya. Okay or not. How is it? Now I'll count.
10, 9, 8. He's not an ordinary person. I have to run really fast. Just a little more. Hey, it's not even 10 seconds yet. Wow, that expression, the kid really trusts me, doesn't he? Why so naive? He hit Din, sending him flying to the ground, and continued, using the club to hit Din. Pulled out a knife, but was too late. He had already hit Din, causing him to fall. He smiled smugly, feeling proud. So that's how it is. I didn't expect myself to be this good. And hit Din, sending him flying into the pool. Ding sank completely into the water. How useless I am. I don't have any abilities, so I couldn't become a member of the family. I should be eliminated. I shouldn't have said such things. Stop joking. And get ready quickly. Yes, 11 on. All right, I won't tease the kid anymore, I promise. Will you save Huinho? She has given up on you. She's not your family anymore. She, even though she didn't know anything about me, still called me family. Told me that family doesn't need to be like that. So kid, what do you think? Is Huinho really your family? I don't know about that. That kind of her family. Talking about it is different from what I know about family. If you don't understand, then next time ask if you meet Auntie again. Bring Din with you. That's what Auntie told you to say to your brother. Did Auntie Huinho really say that? Yes, so you will bring me to meet her, and I can ask her myself. What is a real family? It's hard to understand. Don't say you can't swim. Help me, please. Haha, I'm here, I can't swim. Hey kid, give the stick to Din and slip down unexpectedly. He slipped unexpectedly, fell into the pond, completely soaked. Haha, kid, you're fun. Then he swung the stick, furious, and rushed at Udinite. Udin quickly pushed him back. He rushed at the kid. You dare to joke around. Udin quickly dove deep into the water and quickly surfaced. Out of the water. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm dying. You've lasted 2 minutes already. You're better than I thought. Meanwhile, in a room on the outskirts. What are you watching? There are some things that kids shouldn't ask about. I'm sorry, I was just curious. Don't be angry with me, okay? I'm not angry with you. You're thinking about finding your mother when you grow up. That takes courage. It'll help you. But these are the documents of your mother's house. Why did you throw them away? Are you hiding something from me? Kids shouldn't ask too many questions. You'll understand everything when you grow up, okay? At a neighborhood, a mansion located in a small neighborhood. But it's hard to return it. I'm sorry, Mary. It's okay, kid. People usually feel uncomfortable around those who are better than them. So it's understandable, kid, because you're the smartest and most well-behaved kid in this house. Of course, Mary, you don't need to be too discouraged. Got it, kid? Yes, I understand now. I don't care. Just tell me how to bypass the 3 rules quickly. This way. Good grief, still not giving up. That's right. Haha. Thanks for helping me calm down. Damn it, you're just stalling? No, it's not like that. No. Something feels different from before. Time's up. There. Mary rushed forward like a swift arrow. I was born fast. What's going on? So unexpected, huh? You're definitely thinking that. She punched with a knife attached to her hand. Avanon picked up another book. Blocked accurately and dodged the knife. So dangerous. Your strength and speed are on a different level compared to before, aren't they? Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever thought about it, Levanon? Even when you were trained from a young age, how can you handle an adult? And like experts! Have you felt something's off? Stop talking nonsense, I told you, didn't you understand? So boring, blockhead. Is this the best legendary move? You intentionally aimed for that spot, didn't you? That's the tactic, haha. You're so stupid just like that, didn't you realize? This move is too ordinary. Is that all you can do? Haha. I'm the legend of the morgue. Understood? Haha! Kid, is that all you can do, Marie? Cheon grabbed the railing and threw it at Marie. Marie dodged it. Levanon punched and broke the glass to get the shards. This martial art is used in situations where both hands are armed. It's very dangerous and deadly. People, remember Miri, a martial art used for killing. One hand holding a wooden stick, the other holding a glass shard. Stabbed me. Neck. But stopped. Damn it, just one more time. Everything about the 3 laws is nothing but lies. Next time, I won't ignore it anymore. Then 11 on carried me away. At the morgue headquarters, everything is chaotic. The priest was kneeling on the ground with a slash wound on his back, facing a white-haired man holding a sword, with a mysterious smile appearing. It seems like it's going to rain, doesn't it? How much longer do we have to stay here? Don't ask me. They told us to wait until we get the signal. What signal? I don't know. Maybe when the time comes, they'll call. Then throw this kid down and be done with it. Then go back and collect our pay. What a hassle. Why not throw him down now and go home early? We have to do it in front of the golden kid to get paid. I've been throwing him around for a while. What took so long? Have you been listening the whole time, kid? So while we were exhausted and almost dead, you were just lying there listening? Let me go. Win-ho didn't understand the current situation. Didn't you survive after jumping from the 4th floor last time? But the trauma and fear left a deep scar. This time, don't be a burden. If I don't die, it'll kill you. He reminded me of a familiar memory. Thinking of him made me want to vomit. What the heck is going on? What is your guy doing? It's raining, and it's getting dirty. Are you Win-ho? Seems like it. Another kid appeared. Just as described, you're really useless with that gloomy face of a weak and pathetic leer. Who are you, kid? To explain, I'm a regular customer at Win-ho's snack counter. This guy, you're from the morgue or something, right? Wow, what's going on? This kid is so fast. Is he really a kid? He has a gun. What's going on here? The kid is in danger. I have to do something. But he has a gun. What can I do? You're really useless with that gloomy face of a weak and pathetic leer. How pitiful. It's over, you little mouse. Ayudin's leg was re-injured, causing him to lose his footing. The guy in black is about to pull the trigger. You said who's pitiful, you? He rushed in and bit the guy in black like a rabid dog. What are you doing? Pointing a gun at a kid? My ear is ruined. Get away from me, or I'll send you off first. Win-ho, I'll take back what I said earlier. You're quite capable. That's quite something. At a school. You're awake, aren't you? Mari, I thought the kid was dead. If that's the case, I'll be in big trouble. It's over. I lost. What do you want? You said I left my clothes behind. That's a lame excuse. You're probably looking for the old lady and looking for her child. Enough chit-chat. I have a question for you, kid. No need to be surprised. It's just a truth serum. Of course, it's a bit too much, or you'll be dead. So answer truthfully, okay? How dare you stab your grandmother in the back, you bitch? If that's the case, we won't need the truth serum. I just want to destroy part of the Sack family for now, along with Non-Suot. You're joking with your grandma, aren't you? You just said Elevenon is still alive. She seems to be really concerned about him, huh? He said he left a scar on her forehead, and didn't even apologize properly before leaving. Right, the real legend of the morgue that you're hiding is Elevenon, and he's still alive. Gia Treo. Wait a minute, isn't that Win-ho's class? I thought I saw someone inside. Impossible. Win-ho, thank God, Auntie. Not injured anywhere. Elevenon suddenly remembered the past, when everything happened, and didn't dare to enter. Elevenon, is that you? Who is it? Someone? Oh, kid? Not injured anywhere. What? Elevenon, what are you doing here? Is the Elevenon you mentioned the same person? He looks like a dumb monkey, but he took care of the thugs targeting. That guy, Elevenon. What did he do? What are you people talking about? Russian mercenaries, morgue? What do you want from me? In the end, I'm in this mess because of you hoodlums, right? Tell me, Elevenon, what's going on here? Tell me. Elevenon. Well, the story is, hey, Auntie. Auntie. Mom, why are you here? Suddenly felt something strange and stood outside. Looking inside to observe. Mom, please wake up, Mom! Hey, kid, take Win-ho and Auntie away from here. Is something urgent? I'll explain everything later. I'm sorry. Couldn't protect Auntie. I'll explain later. To everyone. Let's hurry. There's no time left. I'm having a feeling. Something is very dangerous. A faint sound echoed with enormous pressure from the darkness through your keen senses. You're really sharp, aren't you? You. You're Elevenon, right? They say you're a legend from the morgue. I'm Gang Hee-ung, from a village in Siberia, Russia. The headquarters of the Bear Unit. What brings you here? What do you want, Bilugia? Strategic advisor of the Bear Unit? You guys don't just want to pray in peace, do you? NHI, judging by your face. Let's see how the situation is. We're taking this situation very seriously, Vincent. The morgue's editorial committee is furious. With you guys, 3 seconds between two partners, and there's a lack of respect like this? It seems the Bear Unit doesn't know its limits. What the heck are you talking about? If it's about the incident in Korea, we can't help you with that. It's just a few minor scrapes during the mission. That's all. The Jaden team under the strategic guide, we also want to avoid conflict with the morgue. It's quite ridiculous. You even sent the deputy leader to deal with our organization. Then what? It's also a coincidence that you sent your strongest member to the Ba De Foot team. He is the leader of Ba Do Foot. That's just a glib mouth, compared to a young boy. Who are you talking about? Let's see what we have. When did you guys come in here? My friend, you know this is considered exploiting children, right? If that's the case, then go ahead and prepare a coffin. Hey, sweetheart, you're making me jump! What's wrong? Sorry about that. What's wrong? Sorry about that. I didn't tell the kid to come down here. Something feels off about Vincent. The messenger and the others at the morgue. Can't contact anyone? Really? Then the situation is not good. Quickly inform the others. Mr. Beluga, why are you making that face? What did you say? What happened to team leader in Go? You're a legend at 11 on school, right? What did you say? I don't dare to claim that. I thought you must be a really ugly guy. I want to compete with you. The energy I sensed in the hallway just now? Is it from this guy? Black hair suddenly kicked straight at 11 on's head. What the heck? It feels like being hit by a hammer. You're quite strong, aren't you? Can you even block that attack? 11 on swung his arm and punched Black hair. Stop resisting. Right now on the car. There isn't this electricity, is there, Guide Giatreo? Amy, please be calmer when acting. You still seem a bit shy. Tom, we can still hear the footsteps when you sneak around. Please be gentler. Understand? Quickly throw away the candies you stole from the meeting room, or the oil stains will get you caught. Really? You're saying that these kids made all of that? I told you, they're not just kids. They're the good children of the mortuary. Don't come closer. Put out the cigarette. It's not good for the children's health. You said you're the younger brother of the leader, but it seems you don't know anything. You're trying to provoke me, aren't you? Tie up your hair? You look sexy. He looks stupid like a dog. Is there something on my face after smoking? Nothing. I just noticed the scar on your forehead. Oh, really? The scar on my forehead? No, how did you get it? Wasn't it also those kids? No, it's not. This belongs to a different category. This scar, I got it during training with the legendary figure of the mortuary. It's a legendary work, my masterpiece. The morgue gave him a second name. The genius child with a masterpiece. The mortuary gave him a second name. The child prodigy with a masterpiece. But we lost him. Hopefully 11 on is still alive. If we happen to meet him, let me know. What did you say? I'm talking about the child with the Organ 1 tattoo on their back. Finally, you found it. Ah, we acknowledge that you're not an ordinary child. He pulls out a knife, smiling secretly. Maybe to make it look cool, from now on, let's fight like two men. DIY Chi is crazy about VF. The deputy captain of bar food is nicknamed Ji-Ri Lai. He rushed to stab SI on in the face. He rushes in and stabs 11 on in the face, then grabs his head and knees him in the stomach. 11 on doesn't back down either. He headbutts the Russian guy's chin. He suddenly yelps in pain. Both step back. 11 on feels pain in his chest. Damn, it's broken, isn't it? I'm not done yet. Let's go. He's already taken 3 hits and is still holding on. Is this guy even human? The battle is getting more intense. Hit like you just did. Let's see. Did you receive any awards when you were a kid? I haven't. Never. Never. What are you talking about? Let me give you one. Consider it a souvenir for this trip to Korea. Consider it your own achievement, okay? I'm giving you a pretty big reward. Now let's join forces with Giatreo, shall we? What's this? This photo. The shameless guy is still alive and hitting from behind. You scoundrel! Cough, cough. He swung the bat and hit 11 on. 11 on jumped up and clamped his neck. Until he dropped his arms, 11 on stopped. It hurts. I'm suffocating, you scoundrel. He dropped the bat and surrendered. Let me go. Isn't this your photo? And is this the principal? Why is that? What's this? This is hard to believe. At a different location in the school. A swimming pool? They won't hide underwater, right? What are you looking for, kid? Can't sense this guy's movement? This is confusing. This guy is clearly not normal. Sorry for scaring you, kid. We need to report to Giatreo. Giatreo, can you hear me? You've installed a jammer, so it's useless. Instead, let's play together, kid. It'll be fun. He's a pro, so we need to avoid direct confrontation, if that's the case. Please have mercy on me this time. Why are you crying, kid? You came here because they forced you, right? Good. He's let his guard down. The green-haired guy swung the baseball bat straight at Ayu Din, using a baseball bat. Hitting a kid like that? And what's more, no mercy at all. What did you do to make the kid cry? It's so much fun. That was great, right? Jim Min is the new member of the group, nicknamed Nick. Now keep crying like that every time I hit you, okay? I'm a good kid from the morgue. I've been specially trained since I was young, and I always complete my tasks, no matter what it is. How did you get in here? What's going on with those guys at the front door? What's happening at the front door? Is there a kid here? Did you hear anything? What happened? Where did those guys go? How did you get in here? Is something wrong? Come with your dad. He's inside. You finished bathing? Ah, that's right. Your dad is inside. Kids are very weak. What's your dad's name? This guy. See, he's crying? Don't scold him like that. That's why they need adults to protect them.
You're scaring the kid. A child's cry makes adults want to protect them.
It doesn't look suspicious at all. And besides, what kind of visitor brings small children? What are you doing?
Why is it like this?
Hey, what just happened? Was it because of that kid? Where did it go?
But I'm different from ordinary kids. I am a good child who has received special training from the Jacques organization. I did as I was told. I always complete the tasks given to me, no matter the circumstances.
But who is this guy?
He doesn't show any signs of being flustered in front of a crying child.
That's right, this is going to be great. I'm even enjoying it.
Near that time, 11 On and the other guy were fighting intensely.
Wow, you can still withstand that blow? Stop resisting. You think you can withstand it? I thought it was a masterpiece, but it's actually terrifying coming from a mortuary. So just give up. Ha ha! What kind of old man are you? You suddenly hit me and then talk nonsense. Anyway, I'm still a legend from the Zack organization, kid.
Comparing me to your uncle or father or whatever
is an insult to me. You're going to throw me out the window, aren't you?
People call you a good child, but you're not being very good, are you?
What are you barking about?
A straight punch to 11 Non's face.
No, you can't do that. I was told to bring Non. I almost killed you by accident. Don't be so stubborn. GIA Treo. You can come out and meet us. If you cooperate a bit and don't say ridiculous things. Do you understand the current situation? You're wrong. You're the one who doesn't understand the situation, GIA Treo. He will arrive soon. The leader of Bade Konokle of 3-day foot. Even you aren't a match for Igo, the strongest person in Bage foot, you know? Sorry, but Igo won't be coming.
The private plane heading to Korea has already exploded. Right now, he's probably enjoying Finding Nemo in the sea.
Sorry to disappoint you, kid, Mary. What's going on? This voice, is that you, GIA Trio? Huh? I wanted to meet you, but it seems it's not going to happen. I still have a lot to do here. Non, how did you get the ambassador's phone? Why are you asking? I'm with the ambassador right now, but unfortunately, he can't answer the phone right now.
What?
Non, what do you mean? You promised that the ambassador would be safe. About that, Maria, I was just fooling you, kid. Sorry.
My goal from the beginning was to destroy the Zack organization. So the ambassador had to disappear too, didn't they?
Thanks to that little one. You know what? Kung cleverly diverted attention by stirring up trouble and conflicting with the 3 minutes. Indeed, it's an unbelievable tactic, worthy of being a strategic masterpiece. Thanks to it, most of the monks came to confront the 3 minutes. So you were able to easily destroy the Zack organization, and on top of that, the leaders of both sides lost contact. So now they're starting to suspect each other. These crazy fanatics, these dirty fanatics in the middle of the Russian snow. So you want to finish this once and for all, right? A conflict has been ignited. Let's get started then. I'll send you to meet the Lord, but that's just a small spark. Oh, everyone, stop it now. The living legend of Russia won't allow this to happen. Have you forgotten Alexander's directive? I didn't expect you to intervene in this matter. Alexander Sophia. I'm sure you're familiar with that name. If you know and still do it, then that's not allowed. Right now, you're facing a woman. So put down your weapons. War legend. Sophia's personally showing up? The mortuary people have no shame. You dare to seduce Alexander? I wish it were that simple. Yes, I did help the mortuary in the past. Using the term seduce is a bit of an insult. The 2 men stood frozen, as silent as 2 little dogs. Surprised? Indeed. The 2 of them can't even move. This is Alexander. I'm not here to take sides. Got it? I just want to warn you about the serious situation right now. Warning us? What are you talking about? The current situation is not just a simple issue between the mortuary and the 3-second guy. He's finally shown himself. Back to Xian on school. Do you think this is a game? Who gave you the right to decide whether to bring others or not? Think for yourself. I won't say anything more. I was only told to bring you back. I was only told to bring you back. Really? Oh my, you're disgusting. You're really something, you dog. What's that thing you're wearing on your hand? It's not a Band-Aid, is it? Ugh, it's so gross. Give it back to me, you dog. What's wrong with you? You're... my head. What kind of creature are you? What's going on? It's not a big deal. You guys didn't go too far. Then they charged at each other and started fighting. Right? You still did it. Even though I warned you beforehand. Haha, really funny. If you help me, I can help you find the person you're looking for. But if you try to kill, you'll be in big trouble. Sorry, kid, but this guy doesn't match what you told me at all. Don't mention skills. It's just a bully with weird dressing and a haircut that looks very annoying. The people we met these days like Samon's body too, right? Is 11 on really weak? How is that possible? You're not surprised by decisions like parents, right? These people are really complicated. Want to try a bit, Hyun? It's too much trouble. What do I have to do? Is it possible that 11 on's parents are there? Find and kill that woman. 11 on charged at the black-haired guy and punched him in the face. What? I didn't even notice he was charging towards me. A kick from above continued to come down. Huff. But the black-haired man dodged it. What's going on? Why now? So this is your real strength. 11 on. The legendary one from the House of Color? He's quite something, isn't he? He'll be useful for our plan. Time flies, doesn't it? It must be morning over there, right? You should get going soon. I'll just head back then. Is everything okay? Well, if his hands are bound like that, he won't be able to escape even if you try to hold him back. Let's observe for a while longer. This is just the beginning of the real transaction. 11 on is changing. Done. The morgue of the parish. What is this? 11 on. Where did that guy go? Who are you talking about? His name is Jiang Huin. That's what he said. Who is that? 11 on. We need to find him. He must know something. 11 on, we have to chase after him. Damn this body. Wake up, 11 on. A month has passed. Since then, they said the employees of Warehouse E cleaned up the scene. The school was temporarily closed. They said these extra days off would be deducted from our holiday breaks. But is that really true? The culprit behind it all turned out to be Joe Jep's father. After his son was accused of being the ringleader of the school violence, he held a grudge against the school and those around him, and then caused all this. You're here, new recruit. How much longer are you going to make me wait? So you're finally here, due to the twists and turns of life? Let's get on with it. You're the last one. Now everyone is here. Oh! You all seem close, don't you? Just a month ago, you were still fighting. Work is work, but when it comes to people who pay us, we can't just let things slide. More importantly, our brother Igel was taken down. We can't let that guy, what was his name, get away that easily. If you know something, you should spill it. We're in the same boat. The priest has been kidnapped. If it weren't for those guys from 3 seconds, we wouldn't have been beaten so easily. What do you think is going on? You guys started it, didn't you? It's all because of this bespectacled guy. Deal with him first. Really? You guys are so simple-minded. You think I can't take you down? If you keep acting like that... A silence fell over the group. Everyone, calm down. Don't you realize what's going on? We've all been played by that guy. Let's take this one step at a time. So tell us what you know about 11 on. The morgue attendants were kidnapped, and more importantly, most of the orphanage's forces were wiped out. The attendants from 3 seconds are gone. Actually, they might be dead. I'm sure everyone here knows that. Our common enemy is... So, do you have any ideas? We will form a temporary alliance. An alliance, right? As I said, we have a common enemy, don't we? Let's cooperate from now on. Following the words of those Korean kids, it's called a gang. Why do we have to cooperate with you? Must cooperate. That is the correct and reasonable strategy. To take down them, we must come up with a plan, very detailed and clear, and cooperate together. Are you really joining this group? I quite like that name. Something a bit unusual is that within just a month, that kid has become a completely different person, and it has changed significantly, becoming a good person. I didn't expect it. A month ago, at a hospital. How is 11 on, Giatreo? He is still recovering. It must be too much for him. Luckily, 11 on will return without any problems. 6, Nen, where should we put this? Give it to me. Just leave the rest on the bookshelf in the VIP room. How is the morgue? We came back right after Sophia warned us, but the director was already gone. Damn it, there's one more thing. Non took the good kid ledger. If he took the ledger, yes, what the director was worried about has happened. Non plans to personally retrieve the good children who were sold. Don't worry, I'm not a bad guy. I'm here to save you. Do you understand? Come with me. Yes. First, I'm identifying the location and personal info of the buyers in the ledger, but I could only find a few people. Although I don't like it, I'm lending a hand for a moment. This must be part of Non plan. But let's say the buyers are killed. Wouldn't the right to kill fall to Non automatically? Yes, usually it would be like that.
But Marie said that we've found a way to break the 3 principles. Maybe Non has really found a way to do it. The director was worried about the kids ignoring the 3 principles. Absolutely. That's why we need to determine if Xin follows the 3 principles when we find him. Especially Xin. He still hasn't realized, right? Yes, just for now. Just my opinion. Non's side might contact Xin first, so we need to get to him before that. We can't let those 2 meet in this situation, so we need to take measures. In the dream, Jin suddenly remembered his childhood memories. Get off the car. I said get off the car. What brought you here at this hour? You know what country this is, right? What do you mean? This kid? Please raise him. This is an orphanage that only accepts lost sheep. How can we accept this kid when he still has a mother? I'll give you the money you want. So I'll leave him here. I can't raise a kid like this. Whether to raise or sell him is up to you. Hospital. What's going on at the hospital? Right? Could it be 11on's mother is there? No way. Could it be true? Why are you here? Go kill that woman. Ivanon panicked and rushed out of the hospital into the pitch-black night and ran as fast as possible. Out of the hospital. Miss, damn it, why did the phone have to break down at this moment? Please. The door to the room in front of him emitted a beam of light. On it was a sword stuck deep into the crack of the door. What is this? You've finally arrived? I've been waiting for a long time, 11on. You probably don't know me. Who are you? What, don't you remember me? This isn't good, I remember you so much that I traveled a long distance to meet you. Do you know that? I'm sure I've told you before, go kill that woman. You're the one on the phone. That's right. It's me. On. But now that things have escalated, you're still pretending to be a good kid, aren't you? You're still choosing people to pretend to be your parents. What are you talking about? Choosing parents? I thought so. You really don't remember anything, right, about what kind of person you are. He gently pulled out the sword and suddenly swung it straight at 11on. From the start, you were different from us. You don't know you're not a good kid, do you? Or are you just pretending? I'm not a good kid, so just keep or sell it as you wished. There's something wrong here, miss. Have we done something wrong? Mother herself said that the woman was always noisy and troublesome. Now she won't be able to make a fuss anymore. I still feel a bit sad about their dog. I liked it when it wagged its tail when it saw me, but now it will never bark again. I did well, didn't I? Get away from me, you. You're not like anyone else. I understand. We'll take care of this child. Strange, the child has behaved like a good kid, obedient to mother, and very filial. You see, this is really interesting. You haven't even been taught to obey your parents. Unlike us, why are you pretending to be a good kid? I'm not a good kid. Exactly. But if you keep insisting on choosing parents and acting like a good kid, I'll keep taking them away from you, 11on, until you give up completely. Remember the scene where you were rejected by your mother, abandoned, and that fearful gaze? You gripped the sword tightly and smashed it to pieces, using the sword tip to stab the vomit. That's right. You'll never be a good child. That's just who you are. At the morgue headquarters, the sound of rummaging through the room. It's hidden here. These fake goods have some taste, though. This is a classic one. You're quite nosy, aren't you? So stealing others' stuff is part of your expertise, huh? You're right. Never let strangers into the house. You let me in, but you didn't welcome me properly. What's this? Is this the security personnel for your base? Security personnel? I heard that Non is targeting your base, and a few kids like you can't stop him, right? The mercenaries of Bagye Foot will guard this place. Even if it's Non or anyone else, it'll be hard to get in. We've arranged for bodyguards to watch around the VIP area. After all, protecting VIPs is the core of our business, right? Puger Kolop. Puger Kolop's combat power is from Bagye Foot, right? It's not for nothing that this guy was holding it earlier. It's not just because of the bottle of wine. This bet is promising, isn't it? Do you know how valuable this is? If the boss knew, that's why I'd drink it. You'd never have a chance to try it. If you miss this chance... Got it? Or should I pour you a cup? Oh my, this is top-notch. Now are you on board? I've got a question for you. Your 3 rules for the kids? How do you brainwash them? They listen to you quite well, don't they? I was thinking of adopting one as a younger sibling. Is this a trade secret? I'm just a bit curious. Brainwashing? You could say that. Most kids here are abandoned by their families. They have a stronger sense of emotional deprivation than normal kids. That's why we tell them that they were abandoned, because they're not perfect. That's why they need to become perfect children. A good child must prove their worth. A good child is superior to anyone else. We can become a family if you become a good child. If not, the family will abandon you again.
Is that all? You control the kids just by doing that. Emotional deprivation has a powerful binding force, doesn't it?
You're really terrible. This is the idea of that priest A. This is someone else's idea.
It's not really a good kid, but it's a kid who wants to be a good kid.
A child will do everything just to be recognized by their parents.
The priest came up with that idea based on that kid.
The rule of 3 unwritten laws.
Right, this is 11 on. You will never be able to become a good kid.
11 on kicks straight at Non's face.
That hurts. Your strength is back, isn't it?
Can't I become a good kid?
Me?
Stay away from me.
Don't call me mom anymore, you scum. Got it?
Maybe you're right. I don't think I'm a good kid.
Right, so Xin, what I want to say is, if I deal with you, you damn bastard who wants to kill my mom, will I be a good kid?
You want to be a good kid that badly, huh? That's the problem, Shin, because of your actions. Only a perverted family like ours has 3 unwritten laws. Everything is because of you that we're being controlled. Sin slashes at Non's face, making him step back to defend himself. Pitiful, really. Non swings his sword, and Shin is holding 2 swords, charging at each other, fighting crazily in the room. The battle is intense, with no clear winner. A punch straight to Non's face, but he manages to catch it in time. The hilt of the sword counterattacks.
But this sword is cumbersome, isn't it, Non?
Haha, this is fun.
You're a formidable kid.
You're really strong. You've broken my sword. 11 on punches him in the face. Both sides exchanged blows with no clear winner.
It's really dangerous. Got you now.
A straight punch to Non's face. But he still managed to grab the hilt of the sword. Counterattack. The sword is quite cumbersome, isn't it? Non vomited and swung broken sword at the same time. Ivanon also swung his fist. The punch hit the sword, causing it to shatter into pieces, punching a sword that was being swung. That's how it is. 11 on. You're not as clever as I thought, are you? The battle continued and went on when no one had fallen yet.
Who are you talking about? What kid is that?
Javanon.
I'm talking about the guy you guys deliberately killed.
Haha. That kid, right? Did you guys assign security personnel to guard him?
No, we didn't send anyone to guard him.
Oven on. She is the most important person. Or rather, we didn't need to assign anyone. She came to South Korea on her own.
I told the kids to keep quiet. I'm talking about Alexander Sophia? Are you kids playing around or what?
So, FIA, is the kid showing off and causing trouble?
No. It's been a while, hasn't it? Went on. But why does it look like this?
I had carefully locked the door, so let me say goodbye to him later. Now then, a sharp glance, and for just a moment, Sophia appeared in front of Neon, a painful punch, causing him to fly, like a kite with a broken string, far back. After all, he's still just a kid, too fragile and vulnerable. She handled him too easily. He's really fast. Just as I thought. He's already run away.
Let's stop here, so it's not our job to catch him. First, let's talk about something, my disciple.
It doesn't matter where you've been, but why have you become so weak?
It seems I need to teach you a lesson again.
Levanon's face turned red after Sophia's words. I really want you to become someone who listens to me.
All right, let's go. 11 on. Wait, Sophia, I forgot to tell you. Is the old woman who lives in that house still there?
All the good kids are being targeted by none, and you're no exception. So believe that I'm going to protect your parents under the name Alex Sanger, even if they're just parents you've chosen yourself. So 11 on. Don't worry, just focus on your training. Shall we start again with the squats? You still remember, don't you? If you fail, you'll die. A month later, it turned out he had to squat with explosives strapped to his lower body. Right? I thought it was just a rumor, but she actually did it. The Alexander family is something. Don't even mention that name anymore. So how much have you progressed, Yelevignon? Huh? What? I mean, your skills. I've heard you were trained directly by Sophia. So how far have you progressed? You're curious, aren't you? Want to try it out? Hey, stop here, okay? I'm getting off the car. Okay, I'm off then. Wait, do you really have to go to school? I heard they're watching you. So isn't it too risky to just go like that? You're worried about me, aren't you? Oh my, I'm getting goosebumps. What's this? Hey, why are you saying that? I'm really worried about you. Let me know immediately if you notice anything strange, okay? And don't be stupid enough to try to handle everything yourself. Oh, and remember to stay away from those weird guys, okay? I'm telling you, it's getting old. 11 on. That delinquent from last year, followed by JOCP. Is that his father? He looks so young, like a model. Oh my, he looks so cool. He must be a wealthy family's young master, right?
A father, huh? This kid is really annoying. I was just trying to care for him, and he got angry with me. At a gym, light shines through the roof. There's someone training down there. The air is so dusty. Do you know that living in a place like this is really bad for your health? How have you been lately? None. I've been waiting for you. You're late. I have a lot to ask you. Sorry, I have a lot on my plate. Anyway, this place feels different, doesn't it? Yeah, I just decorated the house a bit. Oh, right. I should offer you something to drink. It's just basic courtesy. I'm fine, you don't have to. All right, come on, let's have a drink. Sit down naturally. They say these are magic chairs. When you sit on them, you can only tell the truth. Scary, isn't it? Now sit down. I want to hear your honest answer, Hyun. You're talking a lot today. Is something funny? No, nothing's funny. Just answer my question honestly. You promised me you'd find that person, right? Are you really looking? Why did it take so long? Of course I'm looking for that person, but I have things to take care of before I can think about that. Recall 11 on. That child needs to be here. If you want me to keep our promise, I don't think finding that person has anything to do with 11 on. As I said, this is a truth chair. Non, if you dare to lie, I'll kill you. That's the truth. I'm not lying to you, Hyun. Trust me. Jang Hyun. I thought he was just a weirdo with impressive skills, can easily take advantage of and manipulate him. But he turns out to be more sharp-witted than I thought. If I misjudge even a little, everything will be turned upside down. Just as I planned. If you want to withdraw, then go ahead and withdraw. Why are you talking like that? It's scary? I'll search for that person more seriously, okay? All right, I'm here to tell you a few things. Somewhere fun. Somewhere really fun, right? Evan On appeared in class, causing a commotion among everyone. 11 On. What the heck? Wasn't he suspended? You're so out of touch. I heard all the photos were fake. It seems like 11 On is just showing off to protect his self-esteem. Right. Everything is fake. Maybe this will help him get out of suspension. At first, I threatened the principal, which is why this happened. The kid told me that threatening him with this would work. I almost threw up when I saw it. It's really possible to Photoshop anything. That's not a Photoshopped image. Damn, I still can't forget it. Hey, Evan On, long time no see. How are you, you little brat? It's pretty okay because the photo was fake, so everything turned out like this. Follow me quickly. This is ridiculous. You're hanging out with gangsters. Hey, 11 On, using fake photos to mess with us is your plan, right? There's no one else here, right? When others are talking, please raise your hand and snap. Hit the thug's chin, making him kneel down in surprise. I really want to test it on the other two. Don't be afraid. It'll go easy on you. After all, we were once in the same squad. But, Evan On, your problem is your own obsession. That obsession believes that the 3 laws really control you. Your brain can accept it, but your body can follow your head. Evan On, you fool. Then we'll have to use a different method. What other method? If you can only use half your strength due to the constraints of the 3 laws, then we just need to increase your total strength. What are you kidding me? Come on, mother. Come on, and I will. Evan dodges the mop. Kick hard, breaking it into pieces right before the black-clothed guy's eyes. The bell rang. Hurry up and go to class. I'll go first. It's true that training with Ms. Sophia is really worth it. Although I couldn't fully control it, the effect is surprisingly strong, even when I only used half my strength. Is this class 2-1? Ah, there you are. Sorry, I need to borrow you for a minute. If I could use my full strength, that dog Jang Hyun would be nothing. Hello, 11 On. Long time no see. You look a bit different from the last time we met. A little, right? It seems like your skills have improved. Or maybe you've stopped playing the good kid game. I will become bait. If his target is me, it's easy. Just let him find me. Where are you going? What's with that outfit? I can't just sit back and watch you get into danger. I'll participate too. You're an important asset to the morgue. An asset that we must protect at all costs. So let me ask you, what's your goal in this plan? Goal? Of course, it's to catch Non. You must know that 11 On is different from those kids controlled by the 3 laws, right? No one can give you orders or control you anymore. So why are you fighting Non? Or are you still delusional, thinking that old woman is your guardian? Well, I don't know either. Don't mess around, 11 on. I really don't know. I really don't know what you're talking about. You people keep saying things, but I don't even remember being abandoned. Moreover, when fighting N1, although a bit late, I vaguely remembered that my head hurts a lot. And when I was fighting Non, although it was a bit late, I vaguely remembered that my head hurt a lot. So even if I weren't restrained by the 3 laws, I couldn't use my full strength anyway. So there's even less reason for you to take such a risk. Why do you still want to go? You're right. We're not even family. We're not even friends. But if I could choose something, regardless of the laws, I would still choose to crush all those who mess with that family into pieces. This is my choice. Not because of any law or order. So if someone needs to be bait, I'll volunteer. Come on, come here and take a bite. I'll go hunting myself. The bullies in class are strolling around. Then I have to witness another even more terrifying fight in class. You've gotten pretty strong. All right, I must have fallen into your trap. I knew you'd come to school to chase me down. But don't worry, I won't disappoint you. What? You dare to provoke me? Wow, you're quite something. You dare to grab my collar and slam him to the ground. He's so strong. And 11 on throws him out. You're so strong. I underestimated you too much. I dare not. It seems like someone just passed by. What's going on? Why are you all gathered here? I saw 11 on fighting someone, and then they ran into the bathroom. I'll handle it. Everyone, please return to class now. You're different from last time. Now I don't need to hold back anymore, right? Hold back what? Grabbing Hyun's collar, pinning him strongly to the floor. I'm not interested in you, so tell me where Non is. Non. Non kicks Evan on in the face. Why are you so stubborn? Non says, I have to let you live. But you're causing too much trouble. I won't have any other choice. So be good and follow me. If that's the case, I can take you away. And I can also find that person. So you're not planning to kill me, right? But what about the others? Who knows? This guy is like a different person today. Levavin On uses a mop handle with the cloth removed to reveal a metal piece as a weapon. Attacks Hyun in the bathroom. But that still doesn't give 11 On an advantage. He takes a punch to the face and is about to counterattack. Both of them charge at each other, like moths to a flame. Hyun laughs. Do you want to keep fighting? Are you daring to provoke me? Who dares? I didn't expect the legend of the morgue to be so skilled. I don't dare. You're not any weaker than me. Haha, not bad. Where did you learn martial arts? I learned it at the morgue. No wonder you have such strong martial arts skills. Both of them jump out the window and fall to the ground. Thud, thud. Hyun, who took you down here? It's a secret. Ha ha ha. If you don't tell me, I can still guess. Hey kids. Oh my god, what's going on? Are you okay? I'm fine, but you damn... The rest of the sentence is unclear due to the original text being cut off. I think the problem is with the clothes. Standing still like that. My leg is injured. If it's not the clothes, then what is it? Isn't she worried about me? I'm fine, really. Huh, what is this thing? It looks like some kind of sedative. Sedative? But why now? Now take a nap for a bit. I have a lot of things I want to ask you. With this, we can catch at least one person. Caught you, Jang Hee-eun. It's the same everywhere. Abandoned children are not taken care of. They're everywhere. We use children as raw materials to create the ultimate weapon, and then send them to adoptive families who are willing to pay a high price for them. That's the Good Child project of the morgue. But we're not the only ones with this idea. As I've said, the source of raw materials is very rich, using abandoned children and turning them into inhumane monsters. I guess it's similar to the Korean morgue, right? That means he's one of them. Jang Hee-eun. So this is the Korean morgue. Leave the rest to me and go back. Interrogation is my specialty. Interrogation? What do you mean by go back? Are you going back to class after school? You're the one who said you wanted to go to school, okay? It's too much. Just go. Don't make things difficult for that guy, okay? In the dream, Hyun, remembering his past again. Don't want to have scars on my head. Then sit still. Hair is a boy's makeup. If you're ugly, no one will buy it. So let's cut your hair into a gangster style, like a carpenter, okay? My Hyun has taste. I'll have to add has artistic vision to your paper, and next time, I'll have to take you to get adopted. But this hairstyle, it's not good, hun. Why? If you're a gangster, you'll be worth more, but you're not just anyone. You're Jang Hyun, so you have to be exactly like Jang Hyun, and Jang Hyun is handsome like a movie star, so you have to be handsome like Jang Hyun, strong like Jang Hyun, the carpenter, and most importantly,
Jiang He-yuan must always be alone. Things like family will only make you weaker. What I said? Not enough. Chua Yuan? Thank you, uncle. Oh, it's nothing. Oh, you're awake. What's this, a bandage? I'm just giving you first aid. This is exercise equipment. Why are you helping me now? We're enemies, aren't we? Why must we be cruel to each other? If you cooperate voluntarily, then we're not enemies, are we? Although 11 nun said that we should interrogate. But for guys like you, this method is the best. So then, I want you to become one of us. So can you answer a few questions for me, Jiang Hai-yuan? No, you're under the spell of his good looks. Just wait, he'll scold you. But Jia Treo having black hair looks quite alive, doesn't it? Damn, I really want to get closer and look at her. Wait for me, miss. I won't say a word, no matter how nice you are to me. I won't breathe a word, okay? It's up to you. So you're still choosing to side with Anoan, huh? I'm not siding with anyone because Jiang Hyun needs to be alone. You're begging for mercy, but you're saying you're not with Noan? I have my own purpose. We're just temporarily cooperating because NON has information that helps me find the person I need to find. Noan has information? Ah, he's just a kid around your age, you know? You're being fooled by that kid. His information network is real, you know? Noan's eyes and ears are everywhere. And he even found me when I was escaping from the carpenter. And the carpenter is... who? Why were you running away from a kid? Nowadays, everything comes out when you refute it. The carpenter taught me some weird things, didn't he? Do you know how difficult it is? When I was little, I was trained for a few months. When I was on the run, Non found me. Drink this and take a breath, then continue. So why did Enon come looking for you? If we keep following this lead, he'll spill everything, and we won't even realize it. He said he has a target and needs my help. He wants to rescue good kids who are being sold all over the world by the human traffickers. And he said we can become a family. Oh, look at this kid. Kid, you shouldn't say so much, huh? A young kid getting caught in a sweet trap without even realizing it. Lady Jia Trio. This is the first time we've met, right? I'm MIGL. Ah, I forgot. We're on the same side, kid. So don't worry. Nan sent me to bring you along. GL. Are you really MIGL? I'm proud to be in the mercenary circle. There's a saying, if you see a bullfighter waving his red cape, don't be stupid and charge into it, because he's always behind his prey. That man is called the Black Bullfighter Antonio MEGL, a famous fighter. Ugh, I hate that nickname. I'm an animal lover, and bullfighting is now illegal. I don't hunt bulls, it's banned, you know? The only thing I hunt is humans. Oh, Lady Jia Treo. It's been a long time since someone evaded me. What should I do now? Oh my, this is getting more exciting by the minute. Wait, sir, why are you here? Didn't you just need to capture 11 on? Oh, what is this kid doing? He's completely fallen into the sweet trap. Don't worry, kid. You're quite handsome, just like me. You deserve to have 10 boyfriends. But if you live long enough to see that day, why did no one leave a message for you? If I see any sign of betrayal, I'm allowed to kill you. He said you make him goosebumps. Goodbye, my friend. Hello. G.A. Treo, appearing with a gun. MIGL, but he dodged it. He smiled arrogantly. Haha, it's been a while since we've met a worthy opponent like this. With that, he raised his fist towards Gia Treo. Gia Treo punched back. You think it's that easy? But he dodged it, and smashed the gun she was holding. What a pity, he said as he thrust forward. It seems luck isn't on her side. You're really the best, miss. Miss Gia Treo, you son of a... Let's end it here, he said. Ha ha ha, you're tougher than I thought. Hyun fell to the ground. Jiang Hyun really needs this, but unfortunately I can't teach him that. There are some skills that I can't teach him. Only Master Dio can teach him. Well, maybe he'll meet him in the future and learn it then. In just a glance, Hyun disappeared from MIGL's sight. Where did that kid go? The technique John Hyun used was pure beastly instinct, but he didn't notice Hyun attacking from behind. This was a technique Jiang Hyun was very proficient in. Thus, Hyun struck him with bare hands, severely injuring him. He detected something different about Jiang Hyun's body. Outside a large school, an old car was parked. Inside, a muscular man said it was Non's order. Next to him were men who looked like they were from the Black Society, all of them looking very intimidating. The man continued, if Jiang Hyun gets in the way, kill him. A scrawny man chimed in. Anyway, he's just a kid. MI will know how to handle him. I wonder if it's reliable when someone with a different name responds to that name. A rogue who lusts after other women, another person chimed in. A rather famous guy in Spain. I think his name is Matad, isn't he? He isn't just someone who torments bulls, is he? Why doesn't the blonde-haired guy pay attention to his surroundings? Why is he so fixated on the gun? An saw that the blonde-haired guy was getting annoyed with the gun. The man reached out to help. "Give it to me," he said. As 11 An was fiddling with the gun, the man sneered. "This is terrible maintenance. This type of gun doesn't break easily," he replied. Suddenly, he noticed the person in front of him. 11 An looked unfamiliar. "Which team do you belong to?" he asked, slowly pulling down his hat. "You look unfamiliar." As the hat came down, revealing 11 An's smug face, he said, "I'm not with your gang." "Who are you?" "Who?" "I'm 11 An, the morgue legend." Elsewhere, Jiang Haiyuan was fighting. He rushed towards a tall man, wanting to attack, but there was a huge difference in their abilities. The man wasn't injured at all. As Haiyuan's hand was about to touch Antonio, the man sneered, thinking, "What is this kid?" He looked completely different from before. Haiyuan used a clawing motion towards him, but was still dodged. As they fought, it seemed more like a game. Looking down, he thought, this movement isn't human-like. Haiyuan's claws scraped the ground, leaving a long mark. He got into a fighting stance, one hand on the ground, the other raised, and his feet positioned front and back. Seeing this, he concluded that Hyun was like a beast. This realization made him even more excited. He smiled and searched his pocket for something. He pulled out a red cloth. "I can't lose to a beast," he said, wrapping the red cloth around his stick. He stood on a higher ground, holding the stick. Veicho looked down and said, "The red scarf man saw her and started to show off." Veitro said, "It sounds embarrassing to say it out loud, but don't interfere." Veicho was embarrassed when he said that. She remained silent and didn't dare to say a word. He held in his hand a stick wrapped in fabric, striking a pose ready to fight. He declared, this was the pride battle. He held the stick wrapped in cloth, getting into a fighting stance. This is a battle of pride. He looked at Hyun with disdain and sneered. As soon as he heard that, he immediately rushed forward. He held the stick in front of his chest, as if defending. Hyun's sharp claws immediately tore through the cloth, and continued through until he ripped the cloth apart, and gradually revealed his ferocity. But when he looked through the tear, he couldn't see the man's figure anymore. Suddenly, a hand appeared and placed on Hyun's shoulder. He jumped down from above, holding the stick in one hand and placing the other hand on Hyun's shoulder, catching him off guard. Then, he pulled Hyun strongly and pinned him down to the ground, causing a commotion and sending dust flying everywhere. He placed the stick near Hyun's neck, intending to threaten him. Hyun was still in a daze and didn't react when attacked. Surprisingly, he suddenly reacted and kicked the man strongly in the stomach, making his body fly away. This further stimulated the man. He sneered and said, "Good, you're quick." Hyun realized something was off. He turned his head back, on guard. Just as expected, the man threw the stick forward. If Hyun hadn't dodged quickly, he would have been hit by the stick. Not stopping there, he continued to rush towards Hyun. Another move was unleashed, and sticks from the ground rose up. There were so many that it was hard to avoid them. Vero, likely a character's name or a typo, retained as it stood from above, looking down, and couldn't help but be surprised. She exclaimed, "He's so talented!" Suddenly he jumped up, wanting to use the stick to hit Hyun. "I'm a bullfighter, kid." But before he could do anything, he was kicked straight in the face by Hyun. Although he dodged, he was also quite surprised. He thought that a ferocious beast would charge straight at him. When he dodged, he countered with a strong kick to Hyun's stomach. "I also want to look cool." The kick was so strong that Hyun was smashed into the sticks. After regaining his composure, Hyun was furious, gritting his teeth. Looking around cautiously, Hyun stood there, posing defensively, not waiting for the man to think much. He held the stick and rushed forward. When the stick was about to touch Hyun's body, he said triumphantly, "Goodbye, darling." The stick in his hand went through other sticks that had risen from the ground. Surprisingly, Hyun jumped up to avoid the attack, causing a look of surprise on his face. He grasped the two sticks as if trying to pull them out of the ground. He sprang up like a beast. The stick in his hand pierced through other sticks growing out of the ground, and Hyun suddenly jumped up to avoid the attack. At the same time, he kicked straight at the opponent's chin, causing him to bleed from the mouth. The powerful kick made him fall to the ground, and he muttered, "This monster." Hyun had jumped down to the ground safely, and when the opponent was crawling back up, he was ready to fight again, saying, "Not yet. I can do more than this." His eyes looked back with a hint of fear, but also a mix of excitement. He recalled how powerful he was in the bullfighting arena. He thought of himself as a bullfighter, waving his cape and taming countless beasts, and ending their lives. By the end of the fight, the bulls were all injured, with sharp sticks stuck in their bodies. When he could stand up, he looked at his opponent in front of him. Gradually, he became more fearful, with worry visible on his face, thinking that this was something that humans couldn't tame, that it wasn't a beast, but a monster. Hyun got into a fighting stance, and behind him, a black smoke appeared, carrying a ferocious monster. He waved the stick behind his back. He smiled bitterly, saying, "Forget pride, it's over." His eyes looked away. Immediately, he threw the stick at an object to hold it back and then ran away quickly, creating smoke as he fled, leaving Hyun ready to continue fighting. Vaecho, standing high and looking down, also frowned at the scene. It looked really funny. He rushed out, cursing, "Damn it, I can't believe I met this thing in Korea." Behind a nearby wall, a man was standing and hiding. If we can't control it, we should hunt it down." He opened the car door and shouted, "Damn it!" Changing strategy, he thought. They're all monsters, but there are no more allies inside. 11 On was sitting there, and he said, "Use TNT to blow them up." He rubbed his head and ears, showing clear discomfort. "Who are you?" Evan On immediately rushed over, grabbed the man's head, and slammed it onto the floor of the truck, saying, "You're talking too scary, Uncle. How dare you use TNT? Do you know this is a school?" "Well, it's good. I have a lot of questions to ask." The man was pinned to the floor, unable to resist, and could only grit his teeth in anger. His allies had been taken care of by 11. He said, "These guys don't know much." Outside the car, only the man's legs were seen struggling violently. Inside the school, he picked up a blood-stained towel and saw Vaecho walked up to him and said, "I think you're right." He took the towel and wrapped it around his hand, saying, "I've been deceived by none." Suddenly, something pierced through Hyun's body, causing him to fall forward. Vaecho just managed to catch Hyun to prevent him from falling to the ground. She said, "Your wound is still forcing yourself to this extent." He looked up at Vaecho with a lost expression and said, "The wound must be very painful." Vaecho showed a gentle smile and said, "The person treating you is quite skilled, isn't he?" Then she helped him to another place, saying, "Let's go, I'll treat you again." Hyun still insisted, "No, I'm fine." His body was exhausted, with sweat dripping from his forehead, but he still managed to utter a few words. Hyun shouldn't be alone outside. Aden, a large man, was on the phone with someone. Aden was on the other end of the line. An old man said, "This is an order." Upon hearing this, Aden nodded and said, "I understand." At the same time, Vaecho was helping Hyun go outside when Aden suddenly rushed over and pointed a gun at her head. Before Vaecho could react, Aden shot her, and blood splattered everywhere. Hyun, who was being helped by Vaecho, was also caught off guard. He widened his eyes in shock at the scene. Aden was still on the phone, and despite having just killed someone, he remained calm, unaffected by Hyun's fear. Hyun turned pale at the brutal scene and shouted, "Sister!" but was immediately hit with a severe blow to the stomach. Blood gushed out, causing him immense pain, and his eyes rolled back. Aiden held the phone in his hand and sensed someone approaching from behind. Indeed, the next moment, Non attacked Aiden from behind, furiously shouting, "You scum!" His eyes revealed his anger as he shouted, "You scum! Tisk, tisk, you're quite fierce, aren't you?" Aiden glanced back and said, "Hey, you." Before Aiden could finish, Levanon suddenly kicked him, slamming his face into the hard floor. Thud! Thud! Aiden quickly raised the machine gun straight at Levanon's face, causing him to be startled and his pupils to widen. Aiden used a machine gun to block his face so that Levanon's feet couldn't touch his face. Then he said, "Ah, so you're the legendary Levanon from Dead Mansion." Immediately after, Aiden shot at the brim of Levanon's helmet, making it fly off, leaving Levanon stunned. Levanon thought to himself, "He can pierce through a hard helmet like that? That's not an ordinary nail gun." Aiden quickly got up and kicked Levanon, but luckily, Levanon reacted in time. However, the force was still considerable, and despite blocking it, Levanon was pushed back. The black guy shouldered a gun, his fierce face glaring at him, his intimidating voice warning, "This little kid seems to be a handful. I'm sweating already." Non, standing beside Levanon, explained, "He was created before the others. He's version 1. Little Mary, dressed in prison clothes with her hands cuffed, looked listless and asked, "You're drinking, aren't you, Egen?" "Drink it, Egen. Are you afraid I'll poison you? Or is there another reason you won't drink?" Egen folded his arms and said with integrity, "I'm not enjoying this. I'm just being cautious. You shameless people, don't forget that you need information about Non. So I'm sitting here calmly. That's why I can't let my guard down until you prove your cooperation." Mary took a sip of coffee. Hearing these words, he judged like an old man. "Kid, do you know that it has a version called Not?" Egen, confused, asked again, "Version?" Mary calmly explained to him, "I'm talking about the previous generation of obedient children. Those children belonged to the previous generation, Non and 11 on. This is a story about obedient children, also known as version 1. She paused and said, "Let's consider this as a proof of cooperation, Egen." Then she continued, "The obedient children of version 1 were trained differently from us." Egen listened and asked curiously, "Trained differently?" Mary picked up her coffee and explained in detail, "I've heard that version 1 had the ability to be customized. They were raised according to the customer's preferences. Simply put, they were products created according to the customer's requests, such as race and gender. Their age was based on the training method. Many children like that were created, and we, version 2, were created." Egen listened attentively. Cautiously, he asked, "So are they stronger than us?" Mary's face twisted in distaste, and she said, "I thought that version 2, like us, were comprehensively educated and were superior to version 1 in all techniques. However, their techniques were focused on a single characteristic." Eden returned to this battlefield, shooting fiercely at the enemy. Levanon hid among the flying bullets, approaching him without hesitation. As the distance between them decreased, Levanon jumped up and prepared to knee him. Immediately after, he finished him off with a stunning knee strike. Eden winced, clutching his stomach. "There's a kid like this, too?" Eden furrowed his brow, calculating the speed and destructive power of Levanon, which was much greater than his. "Wow, this guy is stronger than I thought." Before he could recover from the fatal blow, Levanon kicked him in the stomach again. In this situation, Eden suddenly pulled out a tape measure and measured the distance between them. Approximately 841 centimeters. Before he could finish speaking, Levanon punched him straight in the face. Although he was punched, his face was covered in blood, but Eden still looked at the measurement on the tape measure. The arm length is 614 centimeters, which is also long. Then he was kicked away by Levanon and flew backward. Eden lay on the ground, groaning. "Oh, if I'm hit again, I'll probably die." He smiled wickedly and muttered, "Anyway, it's roughly done, Jenna V. Chem." Levanon approached him calmly, saying, "You know, Senior, the younger generation is terrifying." He used his hand to brush away the fabric obstructing his view, revealing a pale and ugly face. His voice was full of oppression. "I'm not down yet, you know? Down." After receiving many fatal blows, Eden was still able to stand up normally. He sneered and said, "You don't understand, Junior. Now I've got the upper hand.
Do you understand? Lebanon charged at him like an arrow. Again? He asked. Egen held up his gun and muttered, calculating. Leg length is 841 centimeters. Thus the length of his stride and the speed he measured is really accurate. Lebanon only once. Lebanon gritted his teeth and said, "You got shot!" Even though he was shot once and felt a stinging pain, Lebanon still resolutely rushed forward to grab him. Saying that, he took out a nail and a hammer and rushed to Lebanon to counterattack. He thought that within his mouth was the Harris technique. A second later, he thrust his weapon down, creating a powerful force with smoke flying everywhere. "What the heck are you doing, big bro?" Lebanon shouted loudly. "It's all the same. I've got you right where I want you." Eden suddenly stepped back and fired a bullet towards him. Lebanon thought to himself that fighting like this wasn't the right way. He must come up with a plan. At that moment, Eden was startled and ducked to avoid the attack. Lebanon struck the ground with great force, creating a large crater. Eden was beside him, dead on the spot. It was indeed best to bring him along. Lebanon had a ferocious expression as he charged towards him with 2 iron bars. Just as things were getting heated, a phone from Eden's pocket rang. Angia hastily signaled to Lebanon to stop. "Wait, son, listen to Dad." The person on the other end of the line advised Eden to stop and retreat. It was enough. He waved his hand, signaling to stop. Lebanon behind him was confused. "Ziri, what's that?" Eden quickly put away his weapon and retreated. "My task is done. I must return," Lebanon angrily said. "Return? Is this an order from Non?" Eden retorted. "Why should I listen to that unlucky white-haired guy? I only listen to my father's orders." Lebanon gritted his teeth and shouted, "Stop right there!" He clenched his teeth, looking at his foot covered in blood, and said irritably, "Damn it! I'm also exhausted. I've used that strength twice in one day. If that happens again, my mind will be affected once more." Eden cursed as he opened the car door. "That damn blonde guy." He started the car, muttering, "Kids these days are really scary. He's someone I never want to fight again. If it weren't for that white-haired guy, I wouldn't be in this state." As he finished speaking, a sharp metal object pierced through the car near where he was sitting. Lebanon sat on the front of the car asking, "Didn't you hear what I said earlier?" Eden looked at his hand on the window in fear. Immediately after, Lebanon's menacing face and voice appeared. "Didn't I say to stop?" His eyes glared as he enunciated each word. Eden said uncomfortably, "You're too stubborn." Then he took out a saw to cut the iron bar in front of him, belonging to Lebanon. Eden stepped hard on the gas pedal, causing it to scream. The car suddenly turned right, causing Lebanon to be thrown off. Eden gritted his teeth, turning his head to look back, thinking, "Those damn dead mansion lunatics, what the heck are they creating?" It turned out that Lebanon had managed to cling to the car, and now he was stabbing a long knife into the rear glass window. "Isn't this interesting now?" he said with a nonchalant expression, smiling and continuing. "Someone who shoots nails into another person's head shouldn't say such things." "Understood." Eden suddenly looked back, thinking, "Damn, is it behind me?" He looked through this front mirror and still saw Lebanon standing still, holding the long knife deeply embedded. He dodged Lebanon's deadly knife stabs, and the more he stabbed, the more intense he became. "Sit still. I'm having trouble stabbing you," he said while stabbing. Eden thought, "This is terrible. It's too dangerous." He gripped the drill tightly in his hand and said loudly, "Whatever it takes, I'll take the risk." Then he rushed to the back, where Lebanon was focused on stabbing him, saying, "You win, you bastard. I give up. Take care of yourself, kid." Lebanon remained calm. He looked inside and saw that the accelerator was still being pressed. The car was still running at a very high speed, flying like a bird. Right in front of him was a construction site under construction. The car crashed straight into the construction site, creating a cloud of dust. The entire construction site. Eden fell backward, trying to stand up, holding his wounded hand and exclaiming, "Oh my God, where did this guy come from? I think I need to go to the hospital." The car was turned upside down, lying among the wreckage. Broken stones were on the car's surface, and the streetlights had been turned on. The sunset was almost over.
Eden held his wound caused by Sion earlier, saying with difficulty, "Anyway, it's a big deal now. I have no other choice but to use the car to explain to my father." Turning his head back, he was shocked. "Are you serious? You're really following me to this place, aren't you?" Levanon's face was full of wounds, and he looked at him coldly without responding. Eden's father was holding a saw and working when he heard a strange noise. He opened the door and saw a surprising scene. Eden was being pinned to the ground by Levanon, with a knife lodged in the ground. He saw his father and shouted, "Dad!" Seeing this scene, the father was surprised and said, "What is this?" Levanon remained silent. He recalled a past event where he was about to hit a young girl. She was very young. Then he was slapped hard on the cheek by a woman. Eden was still on the ground, shouting, "Father, it's dangerous, go inside quickly." Levanon's eyes suddenly widened. Eden's father rushed towards his son, shouting, "Stop it!" Suddenly, Levanon pulled out the knife and slammed it into his own head, shocking Eden. Blood flowed down his head. Eden asked in surprise, "What are you doing?" Levanon, with a face full of blood, said, "Damn, the terrible memories are coming back again." Levanon said, "I'll ask you one more time. So tell me everything you know and I'll leave this place." He glared and asked, "Where is he?" The weak sunlight shone through the windows. Eden rubbed his head and said, "Okay, I'll tell you." So I'm not apologizing or talking, then suddenly, An's father bowed his head and said, "I'm sorry, kid." An was taken aback and said, "Father? Father?" As his father continued to bow his head low and started talking. "A month ago, a man named Non came. He tried to kill me to get back Eden, although Eden fought him to protect me. But it wasn't even a match for him. Moreover, he fought while his body was injured." An listened to his father's story and felt disheartened, saying, "Tiski, father." Sion sat with his hand on his chin, thinking. A month ago, was it the injury caused by Sophia? He continued to tell the story so that both of them could survive, so I agreed to cooperate with him. Eden was furious and opened the door to go outside, cursing as he left. Sion sat in silence. Eden's father continued, but unexpectedly, "The target was a young person like you. I don't have any reason to justify it." Sion scratched his head in embarrassment, saying, "It's okay. The matter is already over. Just tell me everything you know about Non." He handed over his phone and said, "I haven't met him again since that time. I only received orders through the phone. I'll keep this. If we track the call history or location, we might be able to find him." The old man was surprised and asked, "You know how to do that?" "Like you're a professional in this field." An replied, "If you're a good kid, you can do it." The old man, Eden, was sitting in the back of the house, still holding his wounded shoulder. Sion opened the door and stepped out of the room, groaning in pain. Eden saw him and said, "You're still not recovered?" Ion walked over and sat beside him. Eden asked, "What's with you sitting here? Was the woman just now okay?" Sion said, If it's Veitaro, don't even mention it. I had a hard time stopping her from bringing a tank and blowing up this whole place." "Oh, really? It's enough that my father isn't injured." Sion stroked his messy hair and said, "Tisk, I don't know what to say in this situation. Why don't you try talking more with your father? I mean, I'm sure your father has his own thoughts. He doesn't want you to get hurt." An replied, "It's as if that's going to happen. To my father, I'm just a mere object." Levanon put his hand on his shoulder and said, "I'm so annoyed. That's not what I heard before. So you should talk properly to him," Eden said. "My father." Then suddenly a loud noise was heard, and a flame burst out fiercely. Eden and Levanon were shocked and looked. Both of them were surprised and didn't understand what was happening, why the flame was bursting out so fiercely. 20 years ago, on that day, at the workplace, Eden's father was working enthusiastically. He was staring intently at the blue chair he was making. Suddenly, a child's voice was heard. "Dad, that's Ji-sho." The boy shouted again, "Dad, what's happening? Why didn't you come to pick me up?" "All my friends in class were picked up by their parents," he said gently. "Zison, Dad will come as soon as he finishes work. But tomorrow, Dad promises to pick you up. Do you want to eat fried chicken tonight?" The boy's face was sulky, showing displeasure. He said, "I'm so bored." The boy continued, "Tomorrow, don't forget, pick me up. Then he hugged the boy, laughing and saying, "Of course, Dad promised." The next day, when the boy finished school, a small truck was waiting by the roadside. The boy was overjoyed. He ran and waved at him, his face beaming with joy, happy to see him come to pick him up. He was sitting in the car, waving back at the boy. The boy ran quickly across the road. Suddenly, a car sped by and hit the boy. Blood splattered everywhere. Out onto the road, the boy's blood splattered onto the car window. He was shocked and surprised by what had just happened. The blue chair at home was finished, just waiting to be given to the boy. But now he was gone. At the special orphanage in Russia, a voice was heard. "It's unbelievable that such a thing happened. But why did he come all the way here? In Korea, there must be many orphanages too, right?" Jin-sun's father replied, "I happened to hear some rumors that there was a special orphanage where they could create a child according to one's wishes." The man talking to Jin-sun's father had a very long beard. He was wearing a shirt with 2 crosses on the chest. He replied, "There were indeed such rumors." Jin-sun's father continued, "Since then I've been searching everywhere in Russia for 3 years. Dead Manson, the only place that could create my child, the head of the place, the man with the long beard, handed over a paper with a simulated human skeleton frame. He said, 'That's right. This is something only we can do. You've come to the right place. Now can you fill out this registration form?' At Ji-sun's father's workplace, which was a warehouse, it was autumn, and leaves were falling everywhere. The head of the special orphanage said that the completion time would take about 2 to 3 years, and now standing in front of him was a little boy. He added that when completed, the child would be sent to his house. Ji-sun's father was shocked when he saw the boy. He couldn't believe his eyes. He thought to himself, "I couldn't believe this was happening. I thought it was a miracle. I really thought my child was alive again," he said to the boy in front of him, trembling. "Jin is your father." The boy bowed his head politely and greeted him, saying hello to his father. A memory flashed back. Jin's real child was not like this. The boy was stubborn and temperamental, but the child in front of him was too obedient. The boy continued, "So what should I do first?" He snapped back to reality and thought, "Right, you're dead. Can't come back to life. This child is not my lost child." Behind him was still the blue wooden chair. The blue chair had witnessed many seasons pass by. In the winter of that year, the boy came home from school and said, "Dad, I'm home," he replied curtly. "Okay, go rest." The boy said, "Yes, I understand. Dad can call me anytime if you need help." His face was expressionless. He remembered the memory of when Jin-sun was still alive. The boy's return home was always filled with laughter and chatter. Back to reality, this boy was taking off his shoes. He was staring at him intently. A voice was heard. "Eden." The boy turned around and replied, "Yes, Dad called me?" He seemed a bit awkward and continued, "Do you want to eat chicken tonight?" "Tonight, do you want to eat chicken?" Black guy looked at the old man intently without responding. Then the boy smiled, his chubby cheeks dimpling as he replied, "Yes, I do. I want to." The old man seemed surprised, looking at the boy. A box of fried chicken that looked very appetizing. The old man thought the boy was so cute. The box of fried chicken looked very appetizing, placed on the table. Black guy was holding a chicken leg, eating deliciously, and said, "It's very tasty, Dad." The old man was sitting right across from the boy, holding a can of beer, sipping it, and said, "Eat a lot, okay?" The old man brought the beer can to his mouth, his eyes gazing vaguely into the distance. Right in front of the old man was Black guy eating deliciously, and the photo of Ji-sun. The photo of Jinsun smiling brightly. The old man thought Jinsun was his only child. Nobody could replace him. Nobody could replace Ji-sun. But the old man had started to like this child. A sudden voice interrupted the old man's train of thought. "It's okay, Dad." Black guy continued, "I know I'm made to replace your child." A thought flashed through the old man's mind, realizing how deep his obsession and envy were, how foolish he had been. Black guy, holding a piece of chicken leg, continued, "So I'll do everything to make you happy, Dad." The old man continued to think, having forced Black guy to live a predetermined life. A deep sense of guilt surged in his heart. The old man covered his face with his hands and said, "You don't have to. You don't have to." Black guy looked puzzled and asked, "Huh?" The old man continued, "You're not my child, and you'll never be." Outside, the snow was falling heavily. Inside the house, the two, old and young, were both dying inside. The streetlights shone through the white snow. It was numbingly cold. Black Guy was holding a trash bag, going to throw it away. He entered his father's room, gently pulling the curtains closed. His father was drunk and asleep. As he was about to leave, he passed by a photo. In the photo, Jinsen was smiling. On the right side of the boy's face, there were 2 moles. A scream erupted, waking up the father. He shouted, "Black Guy, what's wrong?" The boy was sitting on the floor, holding his face. He pulled out a sharp object from his cheek and said, "I know what the problem is." The old man exclaimed, "Oh my God, oh my God! I don't have moles. If I had them, I would be more perfect, right?" Back to the present, the old man was holding a photo of Jin, smiling brightly. He looked intently at the photo. He looked up. It was the teacher holding Black Guy's hand. It seemed the boy was injured. The old man exclaimed, "Black Guy!" The old man was searching for something on the wooden shelf. It was a blue wooden chair, still standing in a corner. The old man stroked the chair. He heard a sound. The old man said, "Huh?" Opening the door, he saw a little girl in a kimono, playing with fireworks. She asked, "Do you want to play with me?" "Look, isn't it beautiful?" "That's Sparky." The little girl continued, "Don't worry, there are only 2 grams of gunpowder in the fireworks." He wondered who she was talking to. A large, carefully wrapped firework was exploding with a crackling sound. The other little girl continued, "But of course, if they're all wrapped together, when it explodes, it can be huge." The large firework had reached its final moment. A loud explosion occurred, accompanied by a huge flame. Black Guy rushed to open the door, searching for his father. He shouted, "Dad! Dad!" He saw his father lying on the ground. Next to him was a little girl. She waved at him. Black Guy rushed to his father. He shouted, "Dad!" 11 on, standing behind, said, "Wait!" Suddenly, a stranger emerged from the smoke. He punched Black Guy hard in the face. Blood flowed from Black Guy's mouth and face. It was Slandy. He said, "You can't guess who my target is, can you?" He looked at the little girl and continued, "Sparky, didn't I tell you to hide?" Avanon suddenly attacked Slandy. He kicked him, but Slandy dodged. Slandy said, "You're 11 on, right?" "Right?" A drill was placed on Slandy's temple. A voice said, "Hey!" Black Guy pressed the trigger, but Slandy dodged again. Black Guy said tiredly, "Let me make one thing clear. 11 on, you're my assistant, understand?" Black Guy said to 11 on firmly, "You're my assistant." Upon hearing this, 11 on objected. "What assistant? Speak normally, can't you?" But Black Guy was firm. "You're my assistant. Got it? Behave and listen." The little girl happily showed Slandy the items in her hands. "Look, these are special products I just made." On the other side, Slandy seemed relaxed. Sparky whispered, "Slandy." A strong hand wielded a paper cutter, rushing towards Black Guy. Black Guy quickly counterattacked, slashing at Slandy, but Slandy dodged lightly. "You're Black Guy, right? A message for you from someone," Slandy said, pointing a gun at Black Guy and mimicked, "Well done, old man, you're completely useless." Slandy fired a flamethrower directly at Black Guy. He supported himself with his hands in surprise and asked, "What the heck are you doing shooting like that?" From the gun, Slaney himself didn't expect the power of this new weapon and directly praised Sparky. "This is really something, isn't it?" the little girl exclaimed. "It's quite beautiful, isn't it?" While Slandy was off guard, Sion cold-bloodedly grabbed a hammer and struck straight at his head. Slandy quickly used his gun handle to deflect it, but that didn't stop Sion. He even remembered to inform Aiden, "I'm borrowing this for a bit." Uncle H shouted loudly, his terrifying strength causing Slandy to crash to the ground, shattering the surrounding floor. Aiden smiled in satisfaction, saying, "You little brat, you're going to die." Evanon continued to raise his hammer, preparing to deliver the final blow. Sparky on the other side quickly threw small knives towards him, trying to rescue her companion. Sion was caught off guard by the little girl's clever tactics. She had attached fireworks to the knives. Slandy slowly got up, assessing the situation, and thought that the young boy wasn't ordinary. Sparky added, "He's the one they call the legend at Dead Mansion. You can't let your guard down." Slandy pulled down the fabric covering his face, his eyes gradually losing their humanity. If that were the case, Slandy was determined to fight seriously. Just then, a pickup truck crashed through the back wall. Both Slandy and Sparky were stunned, staring at the person pointing a gun at them. "I told you, didn't I?" Vetro stepped out of the car door, continuously firing her gun. She gritted her teeth in anger. "I'll crush you, you bastards!" Slandy shielded Sparky with his body, avoiding the hail of bullets. Den, who was hiding in a different corner, saw the bullets flying towards him and wondered, "Hey, it seems like they're targeting me." Levin on beside him grabbed his arm and urgently said, "Duck down. They really are targeting you." The people from the pickup truck stepped out. Dimichi said calmly, "I told you so. Don't be foolish, thinking you can handle everything on your own." The trio, led by Dimichi and Jiri, appeared arrogantly with weapons in hand. Dimichi, leading the group, sneered, "You're a stubborn kid." He glanced at where Sion was hiding and said, "Later, I'll teach you a lesson, kid." Levin on didn't know what to do in this situation, other than laughing awkwardly. After avoiding the hail of bullets, Slandy was excited to see Sparky preparing a new weapon. "Oh my, there are too many people," Sparky said cheerfully, holding a lit match in one hand and a round object in the other. "Can I say boom boom?" As soon as she finished speaking, the little girl threw the round object into the air, surprising everyone. Immediately, the object exploded. The explosive force was so strong that even Seon was taken aback. "What is this?" After the explosion, the trio led by Dimichi and Jiri searched through the rubble. Michi was disappointed. Damn it, they escaped. Vetro was furious. "You damnable people." Eden panicked when he saw his father lying on the ground. He shouted, "Dad!" But his father remained motionless. Eden continued calling out for his father. Eden bowed his head sincerely and said, "I owe you one this time." Before he could finish speaking, he had to stop his father, who was holding a hammer and threatening someone behind them. "You bastards!" His father was losing his temper, shouting, "My store! What am I supposed to do now? Even the ingredients are ruined." Levin on quickly explained that this was caused by the kid non-sentient. Eden's father asked, "Then what about the wall? What kind of person drives a car straight into a building?" Jiri, sitting in the car, casually said, "Dimichi, you should be angry." Before he could finish, 11 on interrupted. "He's not used to driving here. The driving style is different from Russia." Eden's father threw up his hands in helplessness and muttered in Russian, "Russians are really—" Michi was surprised, huh? "You know Russian?" He replied nonchalantly, "Yes, I lived there for a while." Eden beside him listlessly said, "Let me check if there's anything left to save." Vanon quickly ran over, "I'll help." Meanwhile, Wei Cho leaned against the car, silently observing. Eden's father seemed to have realized something and said, "At first I wondered who the kid resembled, but now it's clear. He looks just like that person." He started speaking vaguely. "You know, there's a Russian proverb. A father's love follows the child to the grave, but a mother's love is eternal." His words left Wei Cho and Dimichi stunned. "You understand what I'm saying, right?" Michi was taken aback. Meanwhile, Eden held a framed photo of his son and then looked at the frame hanging on the wall. He decided to put the photo into his pocket. Avanon beside him asked worriedly, "What are you going to do next?" "We're in a very dangerous situation now that Naon has abandoned us." He slung the bag over his shoulder and turned to leave. "I'll find a place to hide with Dad. Honestly, I'm not sure I can fight Non like you guys. It's best we run before things get worse." Eden mocked himself. "You can think I'm stupid if you want." Remained silent, then followed him, mimicking his tone. "You can think I'm stupid if you want." Eden was annoyed. "What are you doing?" Elvin on, with a hint of disappointment, replied, "You've been acting like a coward this whole time. Why do you keep playing the coward? Isn't it because you just want to protect your father?" 11 on's words left Eden speechless. Levanon took down the framed photo hanging on the car's wall and said, "Unlike my second version, I'm bound by the so-called 3 absolute principles. One of these principles states that if my parents' safety is threatened, I should disregard the first 2 rules and thoroughly resolve the issue, as it's the 3rd rule." Levanon felt a tinge of sadness. Until recently, he thought these rules were his motivation. But it turned out he was wrong. He handed the frame to Eden and said firmly,
It wasn't until I met you that I realized this. He hesitated, mentioning his family. In the frame, the loving handshake between Den and his father when he was young seemed to have been forgotten by him. As the night wore on, a pickup truck was already parked outside. Suddenly remembering something, 11 On called out to Den. He smiled mischievously and advised, "If you need help, just call me. I'll also ask Sophia if necessary." Den was taken aback. "Sophia? Are you talking about Alexander?" Den responded in a panic. "You're joking, right? Who dares to call her name so casually?" Ivanon nodded in agreement, thinking of Sophia's face. That makes sense. Regaining his serious demeanor, he raised his fist and continued, "But remember what I just said. Let's be clear, okay, old man?" Upon hearing himself being called old man, Den felt displeased. "And old man? I'm not that much older than you know. Next time we meet, just call me Ong." As he finished speaking, he bumped fists with 11 On in greeting. Evanon stood there, stunned, muttering, "An." The roof of the store was no longer intact after the recent battle. Den's father was diligently cleaning a small wooden chair. Den watched his father's actions in silence. This was what Den's father had risked his life to protect during the explosion. Den hid the frame behind his back and said awkwardly, "Dad." The old man gently called out to Den, his face scrunched up. Pointing to the smartphone in his hand, "Do you know how to use this? I've heard you need to press a few buttons to set the countdown timer." After fiddling with it on his own, Den's father suddenly said, "Let's take a photo together." He was surprised by his father's action. The smartphone, in camera mode, was held in place by 2 clips attached to the wooden wall. Looking at the result, Den asked his father, "Is this okay?" The old man looked at it carefully and said, "Yes, it seems fine." Then he quickly urged Den. "Now, come sit here," he said, as he pushed Den onto the small wooden chair. He looked confused at the chair, which was too small for him. "Dad, this..." The old man also realized this. "It seems a bit small for you now, doesn't it?" I'm always late," he said with regret. "There's not much time left." He grasped Den's hand. "I should have had you sit here long ago. I'm sorry for..." The affectionate call of "Kon Trai Son" from his father left Den stunned. In the bag was a frame of Jinsen smiling brightly, and next to it was a frame of Den and his father. The pickup truck sped down the highway. Michi drove while glancing at the rearview mirror. "You look like you're in a better mood, kid," 11 On responded cheerfully. "Is that so?" "Maybe." He felt uplifted and gently put his hand out the window. "This is the first time I've had someone I can call An." 1 On let the night wind blow against his hand, reminiscing about the feeling. I don't know how to describe it. In another location, a wounded hand was bleeding uncontrollably. The bleeding foot was similarly nailed to a wooden board. Evan On said confidently, "They are like family to me." But he didn't know that Den had been killed and hung upside down on a wooden cross, and Den's father lay dead beside his son. The perpetrator wrote a few lines of text and then left. He wore a long black robe, a hat, and a face mask, walking coldly away as the store behind him slowly burned down. His gaze was extremely cold and haunting, as if he didn't feel any pity for the 2 unfortunate victims. Dimichi hurriedly chased after 11 On, calling out loudly, "Wait! Listen to me for a moment!" He ran quickly to block 11 On's path. "I understand how you're feeling right now. We've just arrived, and he's only just regained consciousness, so he needs to stabilize further." Before he could finish speaking, irritably grabbed his arm, pushed him backward, and shouted angrily, "Get out of the way!" On quickly pushed open the door and entered the hospital room. Dimichi still tried to follow, and Quan stopped him. 11 On was extremely shocked by what he saw. Den sat alone on a wheelchair by the window, constantly looking outside. 11 On slowly and gently approached him from behind. He looked at him cautiously and softly called out, "Eden." Den's face was swollen, and he muttered to himself continuously. On still tried to move in front of him so that he could see clearly who he was, and softly called out again, "Eden." Dimichi stood behind, holding his head in helplessness, explaining,
His father had passed away before being brought here. He had just regained consciousness and was already in shock like this. He looked like he had lost all vitality, leaning alone against the wheelchair's armrest. Lebanon was also shocked into silence, looking on without saying a word. He was worried and called out to him, then bent down to his level to carefully ask, "Aden, it's me, your younger brother." Lebanon was right there, and Aden's tears flowed out. He looked pitiful. He spoke intermittently, begging, "Help me, father." The sad scene had left Lebanon speechless. He groaned in pain and quickly ran out. Sob. Lebanon burst into the bathroom, covering his mouth. I thought I was ready to fight to protect everyone. Lebanon bent down, vomiting into the toilet bowl. I thought I could do anything. But fighting wasn't that simple. His arm began to tremble. He recalled his past boastful declaration. "If anyone dares to touch my family, I won't let them off the hook." Then he tiredly stood up, leaning against the wall. Perhaps this decision to protect them might make me lose everything. His face was filled with anguish. I'm just a kid, not prepared for the loss. The hospital room door opened once again. Lebanon lowered his head and left upon Dai Michi's call. "Lebanon, where are you going?" He walked past her and stopped, asking, "Does it hurt?" She froze upon hearing his response. "I'm fine now." Suddenly he recalled what she had once taught him. Ion's face darkened, his voice filled with killing intent. Cutting throats with sharp blades, piercing hearts with bullets. These are the techniques you learned to take lives. We didn't say you have to be responsible or uphold justice for this matter. Still, we didn't mean to encourage extreme thoughts either. His shadow stretched across the hospital floor. Lebanon clenched his fists and continued, "Everything is the price for the power you exhibit. The robber must be prepared to face being robbed." Everyone stands still, unable to say a word, just looking at him. Dai, Michi, and V. Cho felt a pang of sorrow at 11 words. So become stronger, become a sharp knife, and 4 bullets that can pierce through anything. He seemed to have lost all reason. As he raised his voice for the last sentence, he became a weapon to destroy the enemy before being taken away. The night sky over a church was gloomy and silent. Sparky was still happily frolicking among her fireworks. She excitedly ran to Slandy, handing him one. "Look, it's star-shaped." He also gently took it, smiling. "Thank you." Then Sparky somewhat shyly handed him another. "And this heart-shaped one is for Non." She approached him, calling out, "I'll give you one too." However, he didn't accept it, prompting her to call out again. Damien pulled his face, somewhat annoyed, and didn't say a word. Then he waved his hand, dismissing it. The firework in the little girl's hand was treated roughly. He shouted, "What's this?" and stamped on Sparky's joy, uttering unpleasant words. "Do you think you're on a picnic or something?" He menacingly brought his face close to hers. "Why aren't you shooting fireworks?" But Sparky wasn't scared at all. Instead, she became more excited. She looked at him with wide eyes, asking, "Can I?" Damian stood up, stroking his hair, and sneered. He raised his hand high, looking at the little girl. "Not here." Before he could act further, Slandy quickly intervened. He stepped forward, grabbing Damien's wrist. "That's enough," Slandy growled angrily. He glared at him. "You're the one who killed that old man's family? You set the fire, didn't you? You're no different." Slandy enunciated each word. Staring at Damien, he immediately became enraged, stomping his foot. "What did you say?" He pulled his knee up, ready to attack Slandy. "You dare to—" Slandy quickly pulled Sparky behind him and took out a gun, pointing it straight at him. However, in an instant, someone quickly rushed forward, grabbing Damon's leg and the gun. The old man spoke sternly, stopping them. "Enough, both of you are too agitated." He stood up between the two, calming them down. "If this continues, I might lose my life." Slandy looked at the old man with some displeasure. From afar, another person approached, asking, "What's going on? Are you fighting again?" "Non." And a girl entered from outside the door, smiling. "Don't fight. This is a rare family gathering with all members present." He glanced at Slandy to ease the situation. "Please forgive Damien. He can be a bit rough, but none of us really want to confront him." He looked at Damien. Slandy turned to leave. "Let's hope so. Come on, Sparky." She stood tall, facing the situation, and everyone became respectful. They showed deference. As soon as Non spoke, Everyone seemed to understand that Hun and Den had betrayed them. He sat down. Long chair with a somewhat indignant but gentle voice. Really disappointing. It seems they are not our family.
That's probably it.
Then Non stretched out a hand forward, smiling with a bewitching charm.
So I hope the people in the family don't fight with each other.
Damien looked towards Slandy and Sparky, who were huddled in a corner. I wonder if they understand. Then he looked up to where he was sitting. Non, we need to control at a minimum level. At least we need to establish some rules. He immediately responded, so I also tried to come up with 3 rules like the ones in the morgue. Non smiled and raised 3 fingers. The 3 rules of the family. Let's call it that. First, he looked towards the corner. The first rule is to devote all your strength to the family, not to anyone else personally. Sparky nodded happily when Non asked, "It's easy, right?" Then he looked at Slandy, who was standing next to him. "Little girl, I have something to ask of you, Slandy. Bring out the documents." No emotion stepped forward and handed over a notebook. "I have a child I want you to retrieve." In another place, outside the window, warm sunlight gently seeped in. Someone was zipping up a bag. Den, standing beside him, asked with concern, "What are you doing, Cheyenne?" But he just turned around, slung his backpack over his shoulder, and said nothing. Jen looked at his back and asked again, "Where are you going with your luggage?" Xian replied indifferently, "I'm going to find them." Xian lowered his head, staring at the phone in his hand, lost in thought. The phone that Den had given him had found the source of the signal. Jen quickly ran after him. "Then I'll go with you." He dropped his hand, feeling amused. Sion turned around and glared at him. "Kid, what can you do if you follow me? Are you going to whine and say useless things?" Then he emphasized Jen's weakness, making it impossible for him to say anything more. "Without orders, kid, you can't act. You'll only be a hindrance." A TA from behind added, "I thought you'd be a bit stronger." He lay down on the chair, stretching out. "This isn't a part-time job for me." His words made everyone turn around. "Even if you try to track the location, it's useless." Yeon couldn't believe it, his eyes wide with shock. Yeon looked at him calmly and continued, "He said he's been educated just like you. Do you think he'll be careless like that?" Sion, full of anger, rushed forward and stabbed the knife down into the chair next to Hun's head. He wasn't panicked at all, glaring at Hyeon. "You know how to use things like that, huh?" Hyeon looked at him helplessly from above, asking seriously, "So what are we supposed to do?" Hyeon sat up, suggesting, "How about I help you?" He smiled mockingly, provoking Hyeon. "I know what he's planning, because I have something to return." Sion couldn't understand why he continued to provoke him. "Come with me, it'll be fun, won't it?" Sitting against the wall behind him were 2 children that Naon wanted him to retrieve. He looked at Hyeon and said, "One of them is you, and the other is a kid named Morgan. He must be 19 by now." In Hyeon's hand was a photo of 3 children playing together. Eon put it away in his pocket, looking gloomy. "So he's probably version 1. Hyun didn't understand what he was saying and looked up, asking, "Version 1? Hyeon continued to explain. Sion's eyes gradually became heavier. Sion stood leaning against something, watching people play around him, and asked, "What are we doing now?" Hyeon sat there calmly, looking up at him, explaining, "The information I know about Morgan is very little." He pointed to a billboard with a beautiful girl named Mo on it, and continued, "All I know is that the entertainment boss here is the one who bought Gan. So the plan now is to approach the boss here first." Jian looked down at the paper on his chest with the number 101 on it, feeling confused. "Is this an idol audition?" Hyeon couldn't help but praise himself. "Since I'm handsome, it's a sure pass. Then we'll meet the boss soon." Sion, standing beside him, looked gloomier, lowering his head and asking, "You came here but didn't know what kind of company this is, right?" Hyun just replied calmly, "It's an entertainment company." Jian turned to look at him with a bit of worry. Before he could finish speaking, someone shouted loudly, "Next contestants, please come in. Next to enter, numbers 100 and 101. Manager Kim, sitting inside the room, felt extremely bored. He was lost in his regrets when someone beside him whispered, "Number 100 is okay, manager. This year is terrible. No bright talents." Remember that time? There were many. He looked at Shion, who was sitting calmly on the chair, and evaluated. But what about number 101? Xion sat there calmly, legs crossed, head tilted, not paying attention to anything. How did someone like this even apply? On the other side, the two were still whispering to each other. Xion felt a bit uncomfortable and turned to look at Hyun. "Hey, do I need to participate too? Do I need to?" Manager Kim was impressed and asked, "You said your name is Hyun, right? What skills do you have? What do you think you're best at?" Hyun wasn't shy at all, pointing to his face and smiling. "I think my face is handsome." He was still very sober, and asked further, "Now I know you have other talents, right?" Hyun hesitated for a long time, then stammered, "Then what about fighting? I also practiced a bit of Aikido. Uncle Carpenter really taught me." Hearing him respond so innocently, Aiden burst out laughing with great pleasure. "Hey, you ask what you're good at? Good at what, lady?" Then he quickly took advantage of his words to mock. "Good at fighting, right? You can't even beat me, and I heard you got beaten by Uncle. Isn't he too weak?" He stood up from the chair and glared at An Hyun strongly. "I am Hyun, so of course I'm strong, right?" Used a teasing tone to provoke him, but his eyes turned soulless again. "Let's try again, see how it goes." The person sitting next to Director Kim quickly became embarrassed and reminded, Hey, what are you two doing?" On the contrary, the man sitting next to them was very satisfied, covering his mouth. "This is the resonance effect I wanted." He looked at the two people on the other side, punching each other in the face, mercilessly, and evaluated. These two will definitely make something of it. A pair followed, accompanied by the emergence of fists. The guards quickly rushed in and held 11 On's arms tightly. Anne, in a state of extreme anger, was dragged out, continuously shouting, "Wait! Why are you holding me? I was beaten too." However, everyone in the room was worried about Hyun. Look at Hyun's face. Is he okay? Look at Hyun's face. Is he okay? He rubbed his face, then looked at An with a mocking gaze. "It's just a bit itchy here." Seeing this, 11 On became even more furious, struggling and shouting loudly, "Hey, come out here!" An turned to look at the guard's hand holding his shoulder. The guard was holding his shoulder. An held him and gently reminded, "Hey, let go, guys." However, he was somewhat disregarded and continued to speak in a stern tone. "Be quiet," and went outside. In an instant, 11 On broke free from him and gave him a thunderous punch. An was extremely angry, continuously stepping on the man's face. "I told you to let go!" A tall guard approached, glaring at An threateningly. "Seems like we need to educate you on etiquette. Let's play with you for a bit." The elevator was taken down to the B4 floor. They pushed 11 On out from behind, looking down on him. "Go away," and lowered his head, quietly observing his surroundings. Indeed, the rumors were true. The other side of SGT Entertainment was a company that produced idols, but was actually involved in underworld activities. In reality, they often used violence to enforce illegal contracts. There were rumors that this was a company run by the underworld's top figures. Before him stood a group of tall, muscular men with full-body tattoos. They approached, asking, "What's with this kid? Is he a trainee causing trouble?" A guard smiled and patted An's shoulder. "This isn't even a trainee." He continued to speak mockingly. "I think he came for an interview. But it seems he doesn't have any talent." Evan An pulled out a knife and slashed across the man's neck. He looked forward, sighing. "There are many people hiding here." In an instant, An swung his elbow backward, taking down the guard who had brought him here. The man whose neck was slashed was in pain, holding his wound and screaming, and continuously punched and kicked, taking down many people around him. After kicking a man, 11 On calmly put his foot down. A well-behaved child, right? The muscular men before him were furious, gritting their teeth. Each holding a weapon, staring at An. 11 On continued,
If you've bought a weapon, you should use it like one. Then there must be a well-behaved child here, right? An stood firm, rotating the knife in his hand. That's my conclusion. A man in front, holding a sword, shouted and charged. An simply raised the knife forward. As the man slashed at him, An dodged by bending down. Then he slashed across. This is the position of the carotid artery. Press it firmly. Don't underestimate it. Ah! The shout made this man observing from the side extremely angry, crushing the can in his hand. Catch him! An continued to attack and take down all the men charging at him. As he stopped, saying, "You fools, is that all you have?" Something came flying towards him from behind. An quickly dodged to the side, causing a huge impact. Sion looked towards the person who had just attacked him. The man continued, punching strongly at An's position, but An quickly dodged to the side, avoiding it. An looked at him with satisfaction. Different person. Quite strong. This time, it seemed to be the right person. Bowing slightly, he looked straight at An. "Who are you?" The man stood up, saying, "You're a well-behaved child." Hearing this, also walked towards him. "Seems like it's the right person." An pulled out a photo from his pocket and compared it with the person in front of him, Morgan. An felt something wasn't quite right. "What's with the frown? Are you kidding me? It seems like there are quite a lot of changes." After some contemplation, An put the photo back in his pocket and just looked towards the crowd facing him, not caring that he came here because of him. Magan, without hesitation, asked again, "Why are you looking for me?" An showed a very serious attitude, suggesting cooperation. "Magan, if not, you and your family will be in danger." However, he didn't listen to what An said, instead brushing off the dust on his clothes. "So you're trying to threaten me?" An irritatedly shouted, "This is not a threat!" The person behind him immediately became impatient, shouting, "Pew! Beat that bastard! Kill him!" Morgan angrily turned around, glaring at those people. "Shut up!" Then he quickly rushed towards An with his fists clenched. "Now I'm Morgan." An smiled wryly, looking helpless. "You didn't even listen to me once, did you?" An's eyes became sharper as he looked at Morgan, his voice stern. "Then I won't be polite anymore." Seon lightly dodged Pugu's punch, then swung his arm to strike back. An's fist fell straight into Morgan's chest, making him unable to bear the pain and shout. In pain, Morgan spat out a mouthful of blood, thinking, "How strong is this kid?" An continued his attack, not stopping. In Morgan's eyes, An became increasingly terrifying. His attack swift like lightning, powerful like a bear. An kicked again, aiming at Morgan's. Morgan couldn't bear it anymore, spitting out a large mouthful of blood. An rubbed his wrist and looked down at Morgan. Suddenly, a faint cry was heard from afar. "Bew!" A girl rushed over, extremely flustered, making An surprised. The girl was furious, punching down at An, who was caught off guard, looking down at his arm, which had just blocked the girl's attack. An thought, "Isn't this a hammer?" How did she know this technique? An got up from the ground, gritting his teeth, asking the girl, "Who are you?" In an instant, An remembered the image of the girl, a celebrity, posted on the notice board on the wall. An stared at her, asking, "Wait, aren't you my idol?" The girl was furious, grabbing An's collar, shouting into his face, "I'm the one you're looking for!" Her voice was powerful, accompanied by anger. "I'm the good kid, Morgan." Hua Yuan was enjoying being lightly made up, asking curiously, "What are you all doing?"